to bring the positivity, man, it only brings them fear. Oh, let me tell you, damn, just when you think you're building something, baby, and we're saying it loud, baby, no more abuse, no more abuse, no more abuse, no more abuse, baby, I'm talking, no more abuse. No more abuse. DSPRTU, go roll over on top of your 3 out of 10 cows. Ow! No more abuse. No more abuse. We just over here doing our own thing, baby. We trying to get used to new ways of doing this streaming thing, baby. We don't need your abuse. We don't need your small penis ruining our dream. Yeah. Damn. Now let me tell you about it, baby. These careers and you're trying to make sweet love, not hate, baby. Sweet love with your audience, and you have to face this kind of persecution, baby. It's hard. It's challenging, baby. It's challenging. Let me tell you, baby, every day, man, I wake up and I thank the sweet Lord for the opportunity to be here with all of you. So one more time, baby. No more abuse, no more abuse. These losers with they 3-letter names go roll on top of your fat caboose. No more abuse. Ow! No more abuse. So there's a message to all these effing boneheads screwing my career. I just had to testify, baby. I'm just gonna testify right now. Ooh, oh, sweet Lord, now. You know, this has been my dream, baby. Ooh, getting on here doing this streaming thing. But let me tell you now, all my life, baby, I'm talking all my life, I've just wanted to entertain the sweet live audience. And baby, there was no father there for me to teach me the struggles of the streets. So I looked up to these dudes who did the dream that I wanted to achieve. So one day, baby, I got on my computer and I started to spread. Hello, everybody, and welcome. You know, this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough. I was actually, before I got on, I was reading some of your comments here. And a lot of people do feel really emotional about tonight's topic. Yeah, I got the original cap, baby, on. Thank you so much for the follow, Stan. Now, this is going to be a challenging topic. Now, as I mentioned before, when I do this, it's going to be relatively shorter. I don't want to just drag it on. I kind of have my points I want to talk about. And I also want to give a chance to fans if they want to call in and share their memories. Maybe you want to say that I'm wrong, whatever it is. I want to open up that avenue for you guys. Well, the chat is popping off. We got WebG, good friend of the channel. Rem Bob's, another good friend of the channel. We got the Content Lasagna. Charlie Chang strikes back. So I think this is going to be a bit of a tough conversation because what it is, I mean, when you really look at it, it's childhood. It's friends, it's family, it's inspiration. And I just want to have a chance to really speak openly. You know, what I'm going to say, a lot of it is my opinion. I also have some clips I kind of want to go through. And I really want to say why I think this guy betrayed so many of our childhoods for the right-wing grift here. And how I think it's absolutely bullcrap. It's absolutely sickening. Now, if you go back, I think a lot of us really had a lot of history with Craig. I think a lot of us really did. And not if so, Craig himself, probably that screw attack outlet. You know, back in the day, beyond Angry Nerd, I really do believe he was really a pioneer on that, you know, video on demand gaming content. You know, there was a lot of creativity. There was a lot of passion. And, I think he really did inspire a lot of people. I mean, we're talking, what, 2005, 6? You know, I believe the countdowns. Yeah, people are remembering the history. People are remembering the history of what they once brought us. And like I said, I mean, they were a platform, they were a voice in the gaming industry. But when it comes to what this man has become today, I think it's absolutely disgusting. I think it's absolutely a slap in the face to our childhoods and, everything that he once was that made him a great influential mind. Now, I understand, like, as you get up there, you want to try to diversify things. You want to kind of shake things up. Maybe you want to expand your audience and cover different things. And I get that. I'm not going to exactly sit here and whine and cry that the guy doesn't talk games anymore. But that is definitely a part of it. That definitely is a part of it. And I'm going to be getting into it. So just a minute here. We do have channel handle 143. He's hot. Glenn Drizzle says, what up, PWR? Hope you have a good night. Thank you. I hope you do too. Now, listen, I want to, before I really get into things, I just want to let everybody know, I only plan on streaming twice this week before we do our piece on Saturday. I'm putting a lot of work into it behind the scenes. I don't want to be fumbling and stumbling when it comes to such a powerful topic. I'm getting all my research in order, all my points. So tonight, I'm saying screw effing Craig. And then later this week, before I finally do really risk my career, risk my life, I'm going to be celebrating childhood. And then on Saturday, we go live. And hopefully, we make a difference. So before we go forward, because I want to really introduce people. This is 2009 here. What the original Craig, brought forward when it came to what he did and what he inspired us. Now, before we get into it, I want to see in the chat how many of you know Craig. Do any of you have memories, stories that you want to tell as well? Like I say, you can add me on Discord if you want to call in and have a conversation about it. I love speaking with the people. Earlier tonight, we had a conversation with Chris, the Wrestling Informer. We finally got, we tuned our ham radio to the right frequency. And we got over to Belgium and we reached out to Chris, the Wrestling Informer, and it was a great conversation. So I'm kind of hot to continue. So I wanted to do this today. Because I think it's an important piece. One of the bravest things PWR did was when he expanded the career beyond the other product. Well, I appreciate that, dude. And like I said, I think it's gone beyond that. It's gone beyond championing for someone or championing for the people that are against him. It's become, showing these cultures of abuse and the different avenues in which they manifest onto different people. And I'm really working hard. I hope that I can bring a good piece forward. No memories of Craig, but he was a powerful ally and brave survivor in exposing Phil's abuse. Yeah, and I only want to touch on that briefly here tonight because I've talked about my thoughts on it before. I talked about who I thought was pretty much running the show. Craig does have credentials. He talked about them. I think he is a great talker. He can really put a conversation forward in a powerful way. But as I mentioned, whose penises were up? I actually reached out to Craig on one of the platforms that he did. I think it was on the X when he was looking for interview topics. And I talked about this before. I suggested Phil. And, a month or so later, it was announced that it was going to be happening. Like I said, whose penises were up? It's a Gundams, duty streams, slipping all the... So it's tough because I do think, he probably wasn't aware of the scope of this guy. And maybe if it wasn't for all these detractors slipping the information to him, it would have probably been a very kid's glove interview. I don't think there's any way that Craig could have done his own research and known exactly where to take the conversation. But that's why I was pissed off a little bit, because when I listened to it, but when I was hot for Phil, I was like, this whole thing is basically a show run by his detractors. It was basically not Craig having an interview with Phil. It was like Phil's detractors. So, their penises were up. And I'm that's not the main focus of tonight, though.
Making truthful statements. Well, I'm trying. Well, I'm trying. This is just my opinion. So anyway, I just remember when I first got into like gaming content, and to be honest, I mean, it's hard to really look back at the history, but I mean, going from angry nerd, you know, a lot of people don't remember, and I talked about this before, you actually had to click on an external link that took you to this man and his career, his content. CO Schemy says, dude, I'm just looking at his channel and he went totally political. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm going to discuss. That's what I'm going to discuss here and the issues I have with it. Now, like I said earlier, I mean, I'm not going to completely shame people for wanting to take a new direction in their career. But what I am going to shame him for is the alienation of that original gaming audience. You know, like I said, he went from kind of putting his hands up and saying, hey, I'm just a guy that wants to talk games. But now, as you see here on the X bio, his whole philosophy is, I'm just a normal man. You know, he puts his hands up and says he's a normal man. But he's political. And he's right-wing. And like I said, it's tough for me to exactly comment on right-wing people because I'm Canadian. But I really do believe that even right there, he alienated like a large portion of his audience. You know, how many of his audience, you know, are into furries or, you know, these Sonic fans, or maybe are running after a transgender woman, or any of those kind of alternative lifestyles that are sort of known within the gaming community here. And we're going to talk about it. So like I said, my Discord is open. I will try to keep my eye on it the best I can. But I want to get a quick glimpse here before we get started on where this guy was, you know, around the time he was really hitting his peak in the gaming. So let's sort of hear him talk for a minute and hear his mission statement back in the day here.
Do you remember the Dex drive?
The Dex drive?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
See, this is when he was really talking gaming, when he was really interacting with gamers, really putting himself out there.
What do you think is the biggest offender?
When he was influential, when he did have a voice here.
It's not being used to its full potential?
Or any kind of technology related?
Well, you gotta be honest, there's probably a lot of technology. There's probably now a lot of technology.
That is one thing. A lot of people wanted me to talk Canada, but if I did talk Canada, I wouldn't probably go political. I'd probably like to go more in like a social direction with it. You're welcome, Tony Soprano. I actually gifted out 10 memberships to the fans tonight, so hopefully if you're in the house tonight and you got that badge, you're hot for it.
That is that we don't know about, that probably being underutilized. In terms of the consoles, I think that I think some of the consoles, there are instances where things are utilized, like games that utilize.
One thing I will say is age has been kind to him. Age has definitely been kind to him. If you look at him here and you look at him now today, age has been relatively kind. Beard might be a little grayer, but age has been relatively kind.
Consoles to their maximum ability, but I think, you know, just my personal opinion is I think the PlayStation 3 is
almost 20 years ago, if you can believe it, fans here.
Because I think with Xbox coming out with a Xbox Live Marketplace and the whole community aspect of things, the Wii doesn't have much to work with to begin with, especially a GameCube. And the PlayStation 3 with the Blu-ray.
Oh, it's up all the way here. It's a really shady clip, I'll give it that. But yeah, just kind of wanted to show him for a minute when and this clip is incredibly bad quality. But just show him for a moment in his prime.
Very stale. Everyone.
He's talking about the gaming industry being stale here, really giving those opinionated comments.
There are games for a reason. You play games. You're not, you don't overanalyze market figures and market shares and all this stuff. And yeah, that stuff comes into it a little bit, but really, they're games.
You know of a little, they've been calling it what they refer to as green gaming because of the newest consoles, besides, the obvious weaknesses of the PlayStation 3, about how much damn power the thing uses. Like almost as much as televisions just from being plugged in. Do you think that's something that all gamers or true gamers should strive to take care of? Like cut down power consumption, stuff like
I think that's bigger than just gamers. I think it's you know, it's.
I think this is when he still had that gleam in his eye, when he very much, you know, was for everybody. And like I said, I really feel like in the modern era, he's very much alienated a certain portion of his audience. Very early on, Craig and AVGN had some joint ventures. They were close friends at one time. Yes, I remember that history. So anyway, I want to give another clip here because I can't really make this out too well. But I just wanted to show him really quick in the peak of his youth. You know, being passionate, speaking with the fans. So I actually do have a clip here. Now, here is from what I guess they had at the time. And I do remember listening to this. I would assume a lot of you probably have as well. If you're around, if you're an aging millennial unk, baby, like myself, you probably remember. And he wasn't completely shy of controversy. So I found this video talking about the top 7 most inappropriate statements by Craig on the side scrollers, the original when it was about the gaming. And I want to kind of compare that to his takes in the modern era, as I do have a playlist here of stuff that I want to cover. So let's give him a chance here when he was in the peak of his youth, when he was still pushing boundaries, and see what he had to say.
Hey, we'll see you guys next week. Hey, I'm Craig.
Oh, good Lord. Who's this? Who's this guy?
Let's go to screwtack.com. Fuck off.
What?
So, leprechauns. It's fairly easy. I'm just throwing it out there.
All right.
All right. Somewhat simple. Extra points if you dress as the little, who's that guy in WWE that's tiny? Little guy who dresses as leprechauns.
Man, you almost got away without being offensive.
No, he's a midget. No, he's a little person.
Oh, you're not supposed well, this was what, 2007 or 2012, so I guess that terminology was still sort of on the cusp of not. So you can tell, I think you can tell even by that comment, the guy was not always exactly politically correct. Anyway.
He says he's a midget. He embraces it. The little guy from WWE.
Yeah, I can't think of his name.
Hornswoggle. That's what it is. Hornswoggle. That's actually his thing. He's actually a leper. He was a leprechaun.
Oh.
In the show.
Okay.
So.
He was with the Irish dude.
Yes. So, anyways. Including a giant 300-pound man walking through the doors naked. And
Oh, thank you, Frank Boo 666 with the support, baby. I appreciate that, dude. Hopefully you're hot to get to the bottom of this political grifter here. This once influential gaming mind.
Steal. Well, what would you steal if you were a giant 300-pound man?
Based off his situation.
Clothes. Yeah, you would think that, right?
Do it for TV.
Man, damn, you know when you see this like unregistered hypercam, bro, you know you're dealing with some like ancient footage here. So bear with me.
But it's the amount of clothes. And being a giant...
Yeah, thank you, dude. I appreciate that.
300-pound dude, he went for the socks.
He's commenting on people's weight. He's commenting on people's weight. So like I said, I mean, really, we're not that much different here. It's just when we were younger, I don't think we really realized the behavior in the comments as much as we do today.
I wasn't going to say it, but there goes the implications.
Thanks for spelling.
Yeah, the audio quality on some of these clips are horrendous.
Did Pilgrims last
Here we go. What's he got to say here?
Pilgrims, right?
You did this last year.
Or Indians.
You did Pilgrims last year because I remember specifically because Revulsive did that horrible Photoshop because his birthday falls on this. So this is going to be a Revulsive challenge.
That's true.
Okay. I want Indians getting their throat slashed by pilgrims. That's what
Oh,
I
that
want.
is sick.
A bloody Indian.
You mean Native Americans?
That's scarily
they were called
accurate,
Indians back
but
then.
I mean,
I want the real truth of things.
See, he really is. Even back then, I guess he was pulling no punches when it came to race, to people's deformities. And we just never realized it when we were coming up.
God, that's what I want. And I'm saying Indians because that's what they were called back in the day. It wasn't the last 20 years that we just started calling them Native Americans. Native Americans want a Native American throat slash. There's your title of the episode.
no credit
Shame
to
on
me.
you for that comment,
Native
Craig.
American throat slash. If I ever have like, am I like some sort of professional wrestler, that will be my finisher. The Native American throat slash.
That's pretty tasteless, dude. And of course, the young fellas are laughing and giggling because you know, he signs the check.
That'd be amazing.
Your alternate one, hand them a blanket.
Pound out some corn.
Oh God. Hey, here we go. Music's good.
I don't know these. I don't remember these young fellas
I don't want to
here.
edit that.
All right.
Well, that's
Cool.
it. What crazy challenge are you throwing out?
This is not hard this week. In memory of Neil Armstrong and his untimely death, I just want you to dress up as my favorite astronaut, Krista McAuliffe.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
All you gotta do is do a little Googling. Just do a little Google.
You're a horrible person.
I would have said something with a Nintendo Power, but no, this is great too.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Dress up as Nestor?
Read it, yeah.
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 No. No.
Or
no.
Howard.
Way too easy.
Oh my
Howard
God.
Way too easy.
Well, it's also Pee Wee Herman's.
Way too easy.
Or you could read a Nintendo
You
Power.
can dress up as.
Of all things,
With comments like this, is it any surprise he tried to screw our childhoods? Absolutely not.
like spacesuit or like anything like that, you went Krista McAuliffe just because she died in a horrible, horrible space explosion?
She was the first teacher into space, partially.
No, a lot of parts were made into space.
So as you can tell, there were already the seeds planted for his political leanings and his inappropriate comments in regards to, like I said, different cultures, other ways of life, which we will get into going forward here. Now, I want to get into the other controversy as well, and I really want to learn the story because I only have, like, my interpretation of what happened. But along the line, at some point, there was the whole controversy, and I think a lot of people remember the handsome Tom, who now, I think I did share it on my profile, you know, and I want to give wind to it because I think it's an important issue to bring forward for the old school fans that remember. That handsome Tom's wife is suffering from the cancer, and I did share the link there for any of you that were there at that time and would like to support his journey. So I thought that was important to do. But there was controversy because earlier in the career, a lot of people remember the handsome Tom and his contributions alongside with the stuttering Craig. And there's been a lot of different speculation. There's been a lot of different stories coming forward on what exactly happened. And, oh yeah, I will. I'm going to get to that. Don't worry. We're going to get to that. But I want him to briefly tell us the story of what actually happened and have a conversation about that. So let's see his side of how he screwed from my perspective, because I'm going to learn alongside with all of you of what really happened there and see what kind of business guy this guy is.
Hey, it's Craig. You may recognize me as Stuttering Craig from way back in the old internet days. Thank you so much for being here. If it's your first time, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button because I release videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday around noon sometimes, most of the time, maybe 1. Just kind of depends on the day. Today's a little bit later, but that's cool.
Put it forward a little bit, get into the spicy
and it'll go
details.
towards my youth girls soccer team. I have 9 and 10-year-old girls. They work their tails off. Yeah, I'm so proud of them.
Craig is truly a grifter. I recently wanted to see what he was up to, and this blank has just been, yeah, see, that's the thing, too. I think a lot of people who remember, I think he has kind of like a very wandering audience. You know, like a lot of people that remember him doing gaming content back in the day might stumble upon what he's doing now and are, like, completely shocked. Like, honestly, completely shocked. I remember coming across him again when he was doing the game attack with some of these young dudes, and he was sitting there playing games, and, you know, I made a comment. I think this was on the Twitch channel. I said, it's great to see Craig, you know, doing things with some young dudes. And the host got hot and, like, called me out for that comment. He's like, what do you mean by that? What's that supposed to mean? And I thought that was kind of bullcrap, you know, as an old school fan who was hot to see Craig doing the gaming with some young fellas.
Anyways, that's...
So he did reemerge. He came back and he started kind of doing his thing. And at first it was kind of interesting because he was telling a lot of stories. And that's where I found this video, was from that kind of portion where he told the stories. So I kind of want to get an idea of what actually happened here, how our childhood was disbanded, and how he essentially, you know, he brought other young fellas in. But I kind of want to see the stasis of where this all began here.
One of the things I'm really, really proud about. So thank you guys very much. I would like to thank Backyard TARDIS. Blakey, thank you very much.
We're gonna.
Foxside
He's still talking crap.
Had the most thumbs up on them because several people apparently wanted to know the answers too. So some soon, hopefully. Professional failure are two totally different things. Your question was about personal failure. I think for me, personal failures have to do with. I like to think I'm a pretty open-minded guy. Right?
No, you're not an open-minded guy at all. He slams alternative ways of life. That's disgusting for him to even have that crap spew from his mouth. That he's a pretty open-minded guy. That's bullcrap, in my opinion.
I picked up bad habits over the years, and I think there are bad habits that everybody has. We have good habits and bad habits. For me, I need to learn to be a little more patient, and I think that's a failure that most people have. People.
Thank you,
want to
critique
be
the
right
critics.
So bad that they
Turn them up.
will do anything not to be wrong. If that makes sense, and I think that's just a learned lesson that you have to embrace and you have to really take hold of. So I think we're all constantly changing and evolving. If you're the same person you were 5 years ago, well, if you're not, you've changed. You have different life lessons. You're the same person you were 20 years ago. You know, that's why I can look back and laugh at some of the things I said 15 years ago and be like, well, that's dumb, you know, because that was dumb. And
they're still doing it.
Which is also part of the reason why I think what we're seeing today with cancel culture. This person said this 25 years ago. This person said this in 1978. This person said this in 2003 or last year.
Dude.
People change.
Dude, that's crazy. And of course, we're talking about that other product again. And we all know that he is like not somebody who has changed. I mean, I think he tries to portray that he is. But what was he ragging on him for in that interview? Comments that he made? I think the thing was, though, he was making racial comments like recently, like a year ago at a time. And they pulled up some video. It's been a long time since I watched that interview. It's really long and it was tough to get through. But he attacked that other guy, you know, for some of the comments he made that were pretty disgusting and pretty shocking. And Phil kind of tried to say the same thing, you know, like, I'm not the same guy I was 10 years ago or 15 years ago or whatever. And he was like, well, this was actually a few months ago.
It's okay that people change. And I hope that people change. So, and that's something that I'm working to improve on.
Go ahead. I want to hear the
my
heat.
Ability to, and then you do these things as a kid and you realize that's not how you're supposed to act. That's not right. And I've always kind of held my head in shame. And I think that really put perspective on how you should act and how to be appropriate and be thankful for the things that you are given. Because there's a lot of kids out there that never had bikes, that never had an opportunity to have a bike. And,
is he really going on like this? Where's the Tom crap?
On side scrollers way back in 2007 when 2008 when it happened. Just the long and I think for a lot of people at the time with the old Craig Tom split, they didn't understand.
Oh, here we go. He's talking about the heat. Okay, here we go. He's talking about the controversy.
People were younger, and the internet wasn't quite where it's at right now. Like, here's the bones of it, right? Tom thought of Screw Attack as one thing. I thought of it as another, and we just disagreed on that. And ultimately, we decided to go our separate ways. You know, he decided to go separate ways in a different fashion than I thought he was going to go, and there was miscommunication there. Look, it's been a long time, and things like this has happened a million times online. You know, the one thing about when you have a public-facing company where the two people that are at the company have a disagreement, naturally people will pick sides. And this was 15 years ago, and I still have people go, "Oh man!"
And it's interesting because the base point that I know about what happened in that early era was that he wanted to like register it as like an official business or whatever. And I guess Handsome Tom was all ho-hum about it and just, oh, we're just having fun doing videos here. But in my opinion, it never came across that Craig actually like sat down and tried to put that forward to him or try to explain it to him. Because clearly this guy knew better than Tom did, who went on to start the Game Heroes and also opened up his own restaurant. So you'd think that he would know something about that business landscape. And I've always been on the assumption that Craig screwed him. So that's why I think this is an important part to understand here.
Backstabbed Handsome Tom. There was no backstabbing associated with it at all. I had a lot of people advise me. And look, at the end of I want to be really clear. I take full responsibility for everything that happened. I'm the one who did it, right? There was pettiness attached on all sides. People were jerks to each other on all sides, and I grew from that. I had lunch with Tom. I don't even know, 5-6 years ago now, and I don't know who Tom is.
Whoa!
Tom has no idea who I am, right? We have literally entirely separate lives than we did, 14, 15 years ago. He has an entire family. I have an entire family. They've never met each other. So at the end of the day, it was just two people disagreed with the way things went. Had it continued the way it had gone, I would not be here talking to you right now. Nothing would have ever. Screw Attack wouldn't have lasted another 6 months.
Wow.
It was gonna blow up, and we wouldn't have had the many years of fun that we did.
For how hot I am at him, I do want to take a minute to say, thank you to the original guy who did bring us that fun, that did bring us that inspiration back then. And that is clearly not what is going on right now, as we will look at the modern landscape of the channel now. But I think when he first came back out and he started the channel, it was really interesting to kind of hear him talk about these stories or to give his perspectives on the gaming. And clearly, I think he still tries to kind of slip that in, as we will see. But it's just, it's a complete alienation. It sounds like he's really trying to avoid the question. Yeah, I kind of get that idea too, but here he goes.
Again,
only got a couple more minutes left of this one.
I'm nothing but the best. I hope he's having an excellent life, and I hope that people who decided to go, Team Tom or Team Craig, it's all just a bunch of mishmash of something that happened a long time ago. And I think that
we're still hot about it.
But had it not happened, Screw Attack wouldn't have been what it was. I wouldn't be the person I am today. Tom wouldn't be the person he is today. We're all just an amalgamation of life experience. So that was one of the.
I don't know if I really buy that. I don't know if I really buy that. Because like I said, from my understanding, just one of them took it more serious than the other, but it felt like, Craig wasn't exactly pulling his arm in the direction that they should have went in, and just threw him to the curb like a piece of crap.
In my life, which I hear about all the time.
At least Craig was smart enough to get a hot piece of blank co-host to get simped on. Oh, you'll wait and see what kind of effing landscape that they're doing today, and it's shocking.
Next one.
So there we go. He talked about it. He talked about that modern interpretation of the split up between them. And I didn't really buy it. Like somebody in the chat said, I just feel like he really avoided the question, really didn't give us that finality of what exactly, look at this crap. Like this is where things have become in the modern 2025 landscape. And I mean, good Lord, some of the characters that are on this show are concerning to me, and I think concerning to an audience in general that remembers, this guy being all about the gaming, being about the inclusion, and involving people in the gaming creative landscape, for being like a groundbreaker of a god, like an influential groundbreaker in the gaming landscape. So anyway, he announced his new podcast.
Craig, welcome to my channel. You may recognize me from Screw Attack or Game Attack, but now I'm doing my own thing on this channel, and it's all about the Craig Skits podcast.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. Like, I don't even understand. He's supposed to be a right-wing show, but then they have furries, VTubers, and goths on. Exactly, right?
Getting together with friends that I've made over the last 10, 15,
Yeah, so here was like his initial concept when he started coming back and started trying to really celebrate that past and celebrate the childhood. This was briefly before, you know, they rebranded into that side-scrollers right-wing platform.
Getting together with friends that I've made over the last 10, 15, 20 years and just talking and experimenting and pulling back the curtain and telling stories that you've never heard and laughing about things that you don't even know about.
See, it sounds wholesome. It sounds wholesome for us aging millennial PS2, Xbox 360, PS3 dudes. It sounds like something you'd really want to be a part of if you remember these times here.
Notification bell, because every Monday at noon Central Time, a new episode of the Craig Skits podcast is live. You can catch it on iTunes, you can catch it here on YouTube, but it's going to be a great time. Thanks for subscribing. Really appreciate that. Let's blow this thing up. Share some stories and have a great time.
No, I'm giving a thumbs down on these lies. And, not even a year or two later. And I think this initial relaunch was before the whole, I think the whole thing with the DSP interview really kind of changed the perception. I was trying to see as where that landed here. I don't see it. I don't know if that interview was on their channel. I wanted to see where it landed. Let's see here. See if I can find that. Because I wanted to see where exactly that video landed them and where it is. So it is on their page. Okay, so 258 views. So yeah, I guess, they've been doing other things beyond that. But I really did feel that was kind of a turning point where they kind of became more drama. And then after becoming drama, they kind of, delved more into political. I think even Phil called him out on that initially. So it must have been right on the cusp of that transition here. And we are going to get into this disgusting clip, which I've already talked about. And I want to talk about it again because I think it's disgusting. So here, like he said, talking to friends, stories that you've never heard, and laughing about things, and this is what you get. This is the type of crap. This is the type of disgusting degeneracy, and you see that effing maked up hussy Melanie Mack on there. This is the kind of degeneracy that he went into. This is one of the most disgusting things that I could ever imagine coming from a platform run by Craig here.
Just G makes it easy for $2 says love Dr. Pepper. The soda's decent too. No, listen, Dr. Pepper's absolutely disgusting.
No. He said
yeah, it
love.
is. There's literally a video of me trying Dr. Pepper for the very first time on the Geeks and Gamers clips, and it's like it's disgusting.
Labs.
No, I won't have it, Craig.
But you are missing the point of his tip. He said love DP.
Yeah, of course, this guy knows what he's talking about. This is sick, dude.
Dr. Pepper.
No,
Diet Pepper?
No.
Is it love?
Oh.
That's adorable.
That is adorable.
Is some innuendo here?
Yeah,
Blabs, can you...
Lethal will educate you.
Okay.
Yeah, Blabs, I'll tell you.
I don't even know for sure what it is. Is it a dick pic?
Is it just dick?
It's got to be along those lines.
Tip?
Blabs, just go and search it.
This guy's really getting off.
Is that what
This guy's really getting off on teaching these ethos what DP means. And Craig, I think it's absolutely embarrassing for you to be subjecting your audience to these kind of conversations.
Is that what it is? I'm just guessing. I'm throwing out words here, guys. Help me.
This guy's having a little bit too much fun over this.
What?
It's like you could see when the penny took the instant.
Oh my goodness! Wow!
I don't find this charming. I don't find this entertaining. This isn't about telling stories or anything positive. It's just garbage. It's just filth.
Right, guys, search up. Let's try this. Hang on, you're gonna keep
Don't look it up, Blabs. Don't.
Dictionary
Don't.
DP.
Please don't. I don't want your innocence corrupted.
Oh no! I found it. Should I read it out loud?
Disgusting. Really, it's I don't get it. I know some people's humors are more geared towards sexuality, and I'm sure, you know, for their audience, there's a lot of private parts going up at the idea of teaching this woman about alternative sex acts. I want to look at the comments here and see what people say. Oh, people are calling her innocent. Too pure for this world. Like, I think it's an act. I think that whole thing is an act. I don't like this woman at all. I know some people are hot for her. I can't stand her condescending sort of like nose in the air, oh, ditzy, innocent, but judgmental attitude as part of this platform. And I don't know. This is one of the most cringe things I've ever seen any of the big legacy creators get themselves involved in. Like someone said earlier, you know, good thing he finally diversified himself to bring F&E thoughts on. But I mean, this level of conversation, like, why can't you have like a positive conversation with women? Why can't you be having like a powerful, modern conversation? Why do you have to be talking about DP? Like, that's disgusting, dude. He belongs in jail. Yeah, I know that there is some really like cringe comments, like sweet innocent blabs. Like, come on, dude. What a sweet summer child. Bless her heart. So cringe. These chicks knew exactly what it is. Oh, that's pretty shocking. We must protect blabs at all costs. So cringe, bro. I'm sorry. I just, so cringe. So many comments saying that, like, she's so sweet and innocent. So, ugh. I'm getting the ick. I'm getting the ick by these effing comments. Honestly. So we're going to move on to see what... I want to talk about this again. I know I already talked about it, but I want to get more in depth with it. But before we do that, I do want to bring up this video that I seen. Because, again, I don't know what the hell he's getting himself involved in. Like, look at this. Look at this panel. Like, what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on here? And what is with this old guy? You know, hey, I got to give him credit for the diversity. But Craig is getting his take on the modern transgender landscape. Let's see what he's got.
Gorgeous.
Oh, yeah. Here it is. Unless you need it again.
I got it pulled up. So
Okay.
this is a dude, huh? Oh, okay.
It's a dude.
Okay, so before we get into this, we did have a request from C.O. Schemy. He wants me to look at some of the channel. What was it? The video titles. Let's see. Video title. Like these here? Is this what you mean? So we'll do that. See what kind of landscape he's doing now. Normal people are being targeted. Yeah, normal as in is right-wing people, right-winged Americans, I'm sure. Wake up, new nightmarish AI just dropped. The UK government made her a villain. The people made her here. Yeah, he's clearly political. He's clearly political. I'm kind of surprised, and like I said, I'm no number popper myself, but look at some of these views, man. Like, well, this was like 3 hours ago, but I mean, like 4,000, 3,000. This one's got 21,000, so he's kind of hit or miss. He's definitely kind of hit or miss. Like, he's talking about that Osmond Gold guy being a pedoblank. He's getting like 10,000. You thought liberal women were bad? Wait till you see the men. Oh, we got to put that in there. I got to check this. I mean, this is just like sad, man. I guess he's talking about the James Bond controversy. Anyway, I want to get back and see what they're saying here.
All right.
Trans Day of Visibility here. Gigi Lazzarato Getty right here. Canadian YouTuber, socialite, and...
Oh, I think that was the one that I was calling out for that one night. I had a bit too much to drink, so let's see what they got to say. let's see their political views on that one.
Actor and
What
model.
does socialite mean? How is that like a designation of a job?
I just think they're calling themselves like social commentator, and they're like, I'm a socialite now.
Because like when I
Oh,
hear the word
shut your mouth. What the hell do you think you were?
socialite, the images that conjure in my mind are like the housewives.
Oh,
and
damn. Someone's like, send Postal Dude to the UK and see what happens. What's going on with Bond? It's that whole thing about them talking about how James Bond nowadays has modern values and they're adapting him to reflect the modern landscape. A lot of people are really pissed off about it, I guess. Pretty funny.
the antebellum dresses that sat around and really did nothing.
Right.
So like to see that as like a job title is kind of funny.
I hear that. Do you want to know what Gigi Gorgeous looked like before Gigi Gorgeous was a guy or was
Yes,
a
let's
girl
show
or
it.
whatever?
Let's show us.
Gary or some shit, wasn't it?
Like-
Legacy.
Let's see. This is pretty much exactly what you think it was. Here's
I've not seen that photo. That's
Damn.
amazing.
lot
Looking rough.
At the same time,
yeah, a
though,
lot of work gets
again, he's shaming people for their transition and for their journey as well here.
done in between there and this, right? 2.2 million followers over
You
on
have
X.
to know he is a her,
What did
except he
I say?
has a dick. So
And we're banned on Twitch.
It's 2026.
Let's go.
It's 2026. And like I said, she wants to act all innocent and ditzy, but then she makes a comment like that. So who really is innocent and ditzy here? That's shocking to me. Like, a lot of people know about my positivity when it comes to these lifestyles. But dude, like, that is disgusting. The fact that she's trying to act all innocent and then like this slips out of her mouth, dude. Come on.
And on Twitch. Let's go
What up?
again.
anyway, no, but seriously, like Gigi's pronoun in the bio, Instagram bio says her, but clearly that man once upon a time had a dong.
Do you
Maybe
think
he
that
still has it, maybe he doesn't.
you think that Kara and that Star Wars girl know?
Yeah, you gotta wonder. I'm assuming they know. They're smart
Might be a little
women.
too loud, guys. Hold
Well,
on.
anyways, this person was on a podcast or something and had the incredibly hot take. Says Gigi Gorgeous explains why this person thinks trans teens should be allowed to shoplift.
Oh my god.
Well, now
So here's the
this
thing,
is at
right?
least an interesting. Now, breaking the law is breaking the law, so I will give it to them in that way. But let's see what she's got to say about this. That's an interesting topic to cover. Let's see.
I did some big ass research on this morning. I wasted my hours on this map.
I can't stand this one. I can't stand her. And honestly, her hatred for the LGBTQ plus whatever it is, I got to make sure I get the right description here. So it's the 2SLGBTQI plus community. Is like shockingly offensive, honestly, to not just me, but I'm sure a lot of people. And again, it goes back to alienating a certain portion of your audience. Like, that's crazy. I do not buy that this one is all this sweet, innocent head in the clouds that she portrays herself to be, and all their gooner effing weirdo fans think she is with these types of comments.
I went to his YouTube channel, which, by the way, is fairly successful, and I watched an entire episode on 2x speed of two dudes pretending to be women talking about stuff, and I was like, I just want to like kill myself, please.
Oh.
It was awful, but lo and behold, it
Damn.
wasn't even featured in that episode. It was on some like audio podcast, so I listened to it for 30 minutes for no reason.
Oh,
I'm so
God,
sorry,
I
Black.
can't stand her. I can't stand her. I know there are men that are hot for her. But, oh my God, this is absolutely shockingly disgusting behavior.
The shit that I do.
And he enables it. Again, it comes to, having a connection with your fans at one point, kind of being inclusive and, focusing on one thing. And again, I'm trying to really struggle with this because I'm really trying to not just go at this as the basis of, oh, well, you used to talk games, now you don't, and you talk about stuff like this. It's more than that. I think it's like abusing a certain point of the goodwill that you've built up with an audience over the years and then subjecting them to crap like this? I mean, this is absolutely disgusting. And whether it's a trans person, whether it's a gay person, whether it's a person of another race or whatever it is, this is disgusting. This effing E-thought, head in the clouds, innocent bitch, has just turned my stomach with these comments.
Show. So yeah, I couldn't find the actual, because I wanted to pull up the footage and like have an actual visual for us or something, but I can't seem to find it. Apparently it's in some audio podcast that's like 60 minutes long, and you have to like, there's no way to like timestamps or anything. So
Can I like, Blabs, can I help you in the future?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
You found this article here.
I tried to find it on Twitter too. I have the quote and everything for you. It's down below.
Blabs, this link is literally right here.
Yeah,
Like,
if you
it's
click on
literally-
it.
it's
Yeah, click
literally
on
the
it.
first-
Click on it, bro.
Uh-huh.
It just takes you to the audio.
Let's
Yes,
see. Let's
Kurt,
put it
a
ahead a
little
little bit. I
shampoo.
want to see what they're actually talking about. Shoplifting should be legal for some, Gorgeous says. Everybody should overlook those who are young, obviously trans, and need a little makeup. And a beauty product wouldn't hurt. A little shampoo, conditioner, let them go. Okay, now I will admit that's a pretty dumb statement to make. You know, breaking the law is breaking the law. If that's really, you know, the way you believe things should be, you know, start some kind of outreach or something, giving these products away. Don't advocate for people breaking the damn law.
Conditioner, let them go.
Brother, I bought Federic Fekkai shampoo for so many years, and that shit's like $30 for a 32 ounce, I think, bottle. I don't know, big bottle. And it was like fucking $30 a bottle. Fucking give me that shit for free, okay? All right.
Gorgeous added, rather than criminalizing trans kids who steal or tattling on them, people should be looking for ways to help them, saying, don't chase them out. Don't call the cops. Let them live. Walk out the store with them. Make sure they get home safe to the bus, to the car.
Okay,
Walk
I
them
do gotta swallow my tongue and say that is an incredibly stupid statement to make.
home. Help them. I think that it's really important that these people have their beauty products so they feel safe, so that they feel beauty, that they feel
Look
love,
at Phoenix.
and that
He's
they are
just
part
done.
of our community.
What was
However,
that? I blacked out. Shoot people who are shoplifting?
that's,
Jeez.
my goodness.
This is crazy.
However, she said, if a trans kid is, quote, just stealing for the fun of it, she would unbanish
Yes, I know. What
the ban.
happened? This happened. This piece of crap happened. Wherever the hell he dug her up from. This is what happened.
And so there we go.
I don't
If you're
remember,
stealing
dude. I
from-
don't remember him being this political until this piece of ass got involved in the program here.
A purpose, it's fine. If you're just stealing for shits and giggles, that's where he draws the line. Okay. Okay.
I'm stealing for a purpose. The purpose is so I don't have to spend money. Just like
Yes, but at least you'll look pretty, Kirsha. That's the most important thing, is that you look. And as a trans foxu, God damn, it'd be okay, because hey, like, talk about fucking entitlement. Pardon me. Like,
What is
just
who is this guy? Okay, this dark NB 1137 keeps coming into my chat, and he keeps saying the same thing over and over again. Stop talking junk about Phil. Am I talking about Phil? I'm going to be, actually. I'm going to be. But if you have an issue with me talking Phil, call up on the Discord and we'll have a conversation about it, or either stop with your crap. Clearly, you're a victim in denial. Clearly, you are a victim in denial, and I welcome you to speak forward on it.
kind of tipped it a little bit here. The entitlement of, well, just because they want to look purty and they want to get rid of the old Adam's apple, let them look purty and we'll walk them home. And
that was like the argument for why insurance companies should cover elective cosmetic surgeries for trans people, but not for biological women. And it's
You know,
like,
I think, you know, I do agree that is an incredibly stupid thing to put out there to people that are, you know, taking that biological journey. But honestly, I'm not so much disgusted at Craig as I am of this piece of crap on this segment. Some of that crap coming out of her mouth was absolutely horrific. in response to like any way of life, dude. I'm completely in shock about that. I'm gonna have to move on from that. And again, you know, we've already talked about this, but I want to do it one more time in this sort of feature length Craig expose. And it does have to do with that other name again. So we are going to be playing this again, which I have talked about many times. But I want to get a little more in depth, you know, dig a little deeper, go a little further in why I'm so hot about this. Now, just before we get into this, because I got a lot to say, I'm going to open up my Discord here and see if anybody does want to call in tonight and speak about, you know, Craig in the modern landscape today in 2026. And maybe your memories or where you think this guy is today. Because I'd love to have a conversation. If you think I'm wrong, go ahead and call in. I'll read some of your comments in the meantime here. What's her name? Boggs is sickeningly stupid and ignorant. I agree with that, yes. Sickeningly stupid and ignorant would fit the bill for her behavior. You should never sample a true TS thrill before you can talk crap. Yes, I agree. It's a touchy subject which most of us can't really say the truth on. Yes, that is true as well. It's just not the same. Are you talking about the man in question here tonight? No victim, no crime is a starting point, but 90% of criminals in the USA are criminals because of drug charges. I think it's the same in Canada, too. It's the same in Canada until they made the crap legal. Law should be upheld at any cost until it hurts the people it aims to protect. Petty theft is excluded from that. Very powerful point there in response to this crap. The people aren't hot for this kind of... Well, I don't care if you're hot for it or not. I just want a chance to talk about these people that I think are pieces of crap. I'm not really doing it to get people hot. I'm doing it because it's something I want to do and, you know, something that I want to bring forward about some of these names and how I feel about them in the modern landscape. I support the United States Constitution through the first 10 or so amendments. Well, I wouldn't know anything about that. There's always a victim in theft. Somebody always somewhere is always out of money or something. I got to the gardens in Arkham because you got me to go back. That's cool. Glad I could inspire you. Yeah, I think that because I mean, if you're kind of looking at teens that are going through that landscape and encouraging them to like steal and that they should have entitlement to get away with it, that is wrong. That is using your influence in not an appropriate way. I can't get this damn thing to work here. Hold on. Okay, 1 second. Hey, I come from the other guy's stream. Can you tell me what your product offers over the other guy? I want to try out how it is here. Very toxic at the other guy's place. Well, like I said, call in and let's have a conversation about it. I'd love to hear from people who've been sick and tired of this guy. If you want. I mean, we're saving that for Saturday, but I just do what I do. I love what I do. And it's not exactly for money or the big viewership. I'm really coming to a point in my streaming career where I realize like I've really risked my life. And before I have to make that decision in regards to my next steps, I want to put a lot of this stuff that I had to say about these people to rest here. Yeah, rage bait. That's a fair assessment. Craig looks like he wears makeup. Oh my God. That's hilarious. So we don't have anybody that wants to call to talk about Craig. I would have loved to have a conversation with people who were there in the original era, who have seen now what this guy has become And like, I don't know, maybe I am wrong. Some people are saying that my opinion is invalid because I am Canadian. And I kind of get that, you know, I kind of do agree with that actually. Because these are like red-blooded Texans here. These, like, people like Craig and, you know, other people that are on his show are like the red-blooded Texans, you know, so maybe it's not exactly right. But it's as a human rights issue, I think so. Especially this damn Blabs is worse than Craig here tonight, which is getting me pissed off and hot. Oh, I wouldn't know. Like, if I ever cover topics, I want to cover more like societal issues, not so much politics, because I wouldn't have much to say. I'm just reading some. I'm just reading some of your comments. I'm laughing here. Some of them are kind of long. I tried hot Houston chicken today and the heat was too hot, sent my stomach spiraling. Now on the couch rehabbing to my blessed stream. Well, thank you. You are hot. I'm trying. I'm trying to have something to say that I hope is meaningful. It's hard because it's like, do I want to cover the guy going political or do I want to cover what he's become in the modern era? And I'm trying to leave the Phil stuff out of it. This is like the only segment where I'm going to kind of bring the Phil stuff into it because I really want to talk about this. And it goes into like, you know, cultivating fostering an environment of abuse and unknowingly or knowingly putting people in the firing line of that. And this will probably be the last time I talk about this video. I've already talked about it a few times. I think Craig is one of those guys who is insecure, so he doesn't like having smarter people than him on his streams. That's why he has Blabs as a long time. Probably. Because, I mean, for so many years, like you've seen it, he always just had these young dudes running around. So maybe you're right. Maybe some of these young guys that spoke up to him, maybe he got hot over that. First video that comes up on YouTube when you write side scrollers is a video named Time to Take Our Culture Back. It's a lame culture war grift, nothing of interest. Yeah, and see, that's why I'm so hot too about the whole idea of him using this catchphrase of like, we're just normal men. Like, if you're a normal man, you know, send your super chat, send your membership. I just think that's really disgusting. Because it's basically saying, you know, if you're outside of what I consider a normal man, like you're the enemy or you're the weirdo, and you know we're gonna talk about it. And I really think that's offensive and that's alienation towards a certain segment of the people that grew up, you know, maybe looking up to this guy, who were maybe inspired by this guy to get into the gaming or even just YouTube and content creation in general. Like I said, it's kind of similar to someone like Darkside Phil, right? Like, you may not agree with what he is today, but I think he did inspire a lot of people to just get their cameras out and do something. Same with the Angry Nerd too. The only thing I care about is that if my fellow countrymen love liberty and we're willing to fight to protect it. Are you willing to fight to protect it? Smash JT is a much better product than Craig if you enjoy conservative content. Well, over here, conservative is a whole different meaning. So I'm going to get prepared to get pissed off about this video once again and talk about what it means to foster a culture of abuse and throw people into those environments and the risk and the proponents in which that creates for people, and puts a target on them, which we're going to get into more on the weekend, you know, big time. I've been doing a lot of work. I've been doing a lot of work getting ready for the weekend, so hopefully you guys are ready. I think it's going to be a really challenging stream, so I'm streaming tonight. I'm going to do one more stream this week, and then I'll be getting fully ready for the weekend, so. Craig was with James Rolfe and Andrew Tate at Tim Hortons. Blabs has called for mass arrests. Well, that's what pisses me off about her. Like this whole, like all these weirdos saying she's innocent. Dude, anybody who's innocent wouldn't be talking like that. Anybody that, yeah, she's disgusting to me. And I'm not going to compliment on the appearance, but the behavior and the attitude and the looking down on people for alternative ways of life. Is absolutely shocking and disgusting, and I would have no part of this crap. Like, I wouldn't watch it. I'm covering it, and then I'm just like moving effing on, because I just think that he is a piece of crap for fostering this environment of hate. I think it's telling that they run their own game show, and Darkside Phil is the other guy with the ego to run his own award show and think it matters. That's funny. Actually, when I was doing research on the Phil video, I actually did find, I posted in the Discord, I did find a panel that he did for Screw Attack where he was talking with fans. And I was like, could you imagine DSP doing like a panel today with an open audience? Oh my God. It would be like a monumental bombshell moment. I'm sure like the degenerates and the crazy people would be like booking their flight and their hotel room for it. I really do believe that. Blabs wants to empower other people to do these things because she clearly has no ability to do this herself. Yes, that comes across very clear. So anyway, I'm trying to get a puff on this and it's like not working. So I really want to get my game ready to go for this segment because I have a lot to say, and this is the last time I'm talking about this. Yeah, isn't that funny? Well, like I said, that's right. When Phil was interviewed, he was bragging about that old panel, but Craig didn't remember it all and just looked awkward when he kept bringing it up. I know, isn't that funny? I mean, it was, what, like 15 years before that? At the time, like a year or two ago, whenever that bombshell interview dropped and he was talking about that. Dude, like I said, and I wish I had the comment, he responded to me, Phil, the real account. And I mean, like I said, you can't remember all the usernames and stuff, but he actually responded to my suggestion of having Darkside Phil on the Side Scroller podcast because Craig did a tweet. I wish I could find it, dude. There's got to be some kind of way I could find it, but I don't think I can. It would be so hilarious to find it. Let's see. I don't think I'm going to find it. I don't want to take too much time. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to find it. I'll take a brief look. Brief little look here. Oh! I think this is it. I don't know if my comment will still be there because my account was deleted. But I do think this might be it here. What was the date on this one? Hold on. No, I think this was like after that, all of that. That people were asking for me for whatever friggin' reason. No, I can't find it, and I don't want to derail the stream because I thought it'd be really funny if I could find it. But yes, he did it. He did a post like this, like been thinking of interviewing people. Who would you like to see? And back then, at the time, I said DSP, and DSP, like the actual official channel or page or whatever you want to call it, responded to my tweet saying a lot of people don't know, but me and Craig actually have history. I was on a panel back in the day and I couldn't find it, but I found it last night when I was doing research for the weekend show. 32 Frets, baby, has super chatted $10. Testify, baby. Oh, look, he's got the trans flag in the background. Or I guess that's the pride flag. Let's see. So he says Craig and his group of teenage-looking women assembled to provide the Grift and most boring content imaginable. Well, if you're a gamer, if you're right wing, If those are the type of women that get you hot, then maybe you'd be into it. But I don't know. 32, if you just popped in, you missed something like absolutely disgusting out of this piece of crap's mouth about, I'm innocent, I'm ditzy. But then she went on like a hate-fueled rant on trans people. I think that's crazy. So anyway, Do St. Vit with the 500 kicks. Thank you so much, dude. We're getting ready for Saturday. So we're going to be doing this. I'm going to maybe go about another hour and a half, depending on if I get through the rest of this stuff. We're not getting any calls talking about Craig. I was hoping, that ex-fans who remembered the Screw Attack era would actually call in and give their perspective on what this man has become. I think this is concerning, and I swear to God, this is the last time I'm going to talk about this. So this was a segment that I came across. This was 2 months ago. And I came across it maybe a month ago, maybe a few weeks ago. I think it was around Christmas. And again, we know like how dangerous and despicable and hate-filled and desperate that this DSP community, I'm not going to call it the tractor community, I'm not going to call it just the community in general, like the whole sphere of DSP. I would say I'm an ex-Screw Attack fan. Yeah, me too. And the irresponsibility, dude. Because when I talked about this, it was just in like some 5-hour stream where I just talked about it for like a minute. So at least here it'll be more clear and concise for me to give my thoughts on it. So this is Craig. After interacting with all these weirdos, all these nutcases, having the interview with Darkside Phil, and all this crap, here he is throwing an innocent woman into that firing line. So let's let him do his thing. Let's hear him teach the young women of today about Darkside Phil. And like I said, dude, the cock face for the Phil money is like on full effing display, like you've never seen it before.
Our good old friend Darkside Phil, where to his credit, he came on our show very early on. We did an interview with him, and it was about a 5-hour extravaganza.
Well, like Adam, I said, dude, my whole thing that I want to talk about when it comes to this Saturday is it's not going to be like an attack on detractors, and it's not going to be a celebration of Phil. But I want to try to come at it. Like, I feel like I found a calling to really, like, understand some of these cultures of abuse and how they function and how that these communities, like, affect different types of people, whether you're a fan, whether if you're an ex-fan, a new fan, a detractor. Like, there's all kinds of abuse that manifest. Like, and it's like, a bunch of wires that are all coming in the same directions from opposite outlets. And they all kind of commingle and they all kind of affect each other in different ways. And that's kind of the way that I want to go at this. Because when you look at the whole thing, and I want to save this for the weekend, so I'm kind of trying to hold my breath because I'm putting a lot of work into this weekend stream. That's why this one is just kind of just me riffing on the mic, talking about Craig, calling him a piece of crap. I think what's really interesting is just now I lost my point. I was getting too hot. But yeah, so I think the only one to blame for everything, for the detractors who make money off Phil, for the detractors that harass his fans, whether they're like innocent or not, whether they're just fans that chat, whether they're like this Derek guy with his sex pestism or whatever it is, his behavior created it all. His behavior and his choices and the way he treats his audience, the way he treats his legacy, and just having no self-awareness. I think the whole sphere of Darkside Phil, that whole community is a byproduct of just how much of a piece of crap that guy is and how much he just doesn't care. He doesn't care about people. He doesn't care about his audience. He doesn't care about his product. He doesn't care about the decisions that he makes on the air. And this whole sphere of hatred and abuse is a byproduct of that. I'll call in. I'll wait for PWR to be. Oh yeah, dude. If you want to call in and have a quick conversation as an old school Screw Attack fan, let's go for it, dude. I'm just riffing tonight. I'm just calling this guy a piece of crap while I get the real product ready for the weekend. We also had a conversation with Chris, the Wrestling Informer, coming forward with his abuse from wrestlers who have, looked down on him and stomped on him. DSP could be entertaining, but he refuses not to be handheld or use guides. Well, we'll save that conversation for the weekend. This is the only bit of fill that I'm talking about here. But one second, we are getting a call here. Now, hold on. How are you doing, dude?
Yo, what's up, man?
It's good to hear from you. Now, this is a different kind of conversation. I've kind of touched on Craig a little bit. And it's tough because, again, you're talking about these people that at one point may have influenced you. I think anybody who's into gaming and content creation have definitely had their eyes on this guy. If you're around our ages,
absolutely.
Us aging millennial unks, baby. So I wanted to get your perspective, dude. You said you were a fan. Let's briefly hear your story and we'll talk about it.
So just a quick little backstory about me being a fan of Screw Attack was AVGN.
Yeah,
AVGN
same here,
is
yeah.
what got me into Screw Attack. I had no idea what the hell Screw Attack was even about until I was watching AVGN and wanting to see more of his episodes. Back when AVGN made episodes on YouTube,
yeah.
They would direct you to game trailers if you're familiar with what that website was.
Oh,
so
dude, I was there. I was there. Like I said, I think I got into Angry Game Nerd when he did like the Halloween episode, because I remember watching a few of them on YouTube and then having to click onto another site. So I'm with you there.
Yeah. So that's how I got introduced to Screw Attack with Stuttering Craig and Handsome Tom. How they did the top 10 like best games and stuff like that, where they made fun little videos.
Yeah.
Now that time is over.
Yes,
that
clearly.
Time is over. That form of entertainment is all gone. Now all it is today is just drama shit.
Yeah.
Politics shit. That's all it is. And as human beings, we like drama. We like to see things crash and burn. That's just human nature. But I would say that it is quite a downfall from what Craig used to be, in my opinion. I don't know what the hell he's become now.
Dude, I agree with that.
His channel now, the side scrollers thing, is borderline unwatchable.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not because of a political reason, because for me, I'm relatively apolitical. I'm
right.
on really neither side for the most part. But I would say that his content is fucking garbage.
Well, dude,
it's
not
like
only
not
that,
good.
it's not so much about it being political. It's hateful.
Yeah.
It really is. And I heard, if you came in late and you missed that whole anti-trans spiel from, young innocent blabs. I thought that was absolutely disgusting. I couldn't believe some of that crap coming out of her.
Yeah, she's like, and she looks like she's like 12, dude. Like, what is with like these little like girls that he has on his show and these VTubers and stuff? It's cringe, dude.
It is, and you seen earlier we showed that when he first introduced himself back to the internet, he was kind of going with this whole avenue of talking with people from his past and telling the stories. And I think in one way that would have been something a lot of us original era fans of his could really appreciate. But yes, so, and like I said, people make different choices. Maybe they're like, this isn't working, so I'm going to go in this direction. That's all fine and good. But I really...
So let me spin a question to you.
Sure.
Do you really think that Craig really cares about the crap that he talks about? Do you really think like that's something that he's actually into? Or do you think he's doing it because that's where the money's at?
Well,
that's where the gravy train is. Just
Excuse me.
Talk about political crap and wokeness and whatever. Because from what I understand, that's what like YouTubers nowadays just do for the gaming stuff. Because it's a hot topic. People like to talk about this stuff. That's where they get the viewers and whatnot. And I don't really think that Craig really gives a shit about this stuff. Maybe he does. I don't know.
Well, I think he does, because I showed a clip earlier where he was kind of making comments back on the original side scrollers, and they're pretty like kind of right-wing nationalist-esque comments. So like, I think he's always kind of had that mindset. But I do think he's probably too old to really resonate with some kind of like...
definitely an unk for sure. I think he's more of an unk than we are combined.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, he looks like a freaking ghoul, dude. I mean, I don't want to discriminate too hard, but his age is definitely not doing him like wonders. Honestly, like he looks... there's something going on with his appearance that's kind of rubbing me in the wrong way. I don't know. But I don't want to discriminate too hard.
Well, I think that's the avenue that he went in, is why he's bringing in these VTubers, why he's bringing in these caked up hussies like Melanie Mac to not only resonate. Not only resonate with the younger audience, but to get that sort of like Gooner Reddit basement mod energy flowing.
It's always women too. Have you noticed that? Like,
well, no, there's a couple men on there. There's a couple guys on there.
Yeah, like the debate with RTU with the gay dude. Yeah, okay, I remember that. But every time I come across side scrollers, there's always like some cringy VTuber or something talking to them, or like there's like a girl that looks like she's 12 like on the call. Yeah. Like, what's going on, dude? Like, I can barely stay on those videos for longer than like 2 minutes, dude.
I agree.
To think that the old content that he used to do that was actually like humbling, interesting, like fun, top 10 stuff, but nowadays that's just not where it's at, baby. That's not where it's at.
Yeah.
It's all drama, like political shit now. So
he's playing that game. He's playing that game. And like I said, he's the red-blooded Texan. So maybe his opinions have more validity than we're giving him credit for, being in the heat of that type of landscape.
Now, do you know the origins of side scrollers? Do you know that they had like a different angle at first and then maybe it wasn't working? And then when they started talking about the woke crap or whatever, that's kind of when they start getting all the viewers and stuff?
Well, yeah, like, no, dude, I talked about that. At first, like I said, he just put his hands up and said, hey, I'm just a guy who wants to play games and have fun. And then that kind of transitioned into, hey, I'm just a normal man. And, I guess a normal man is disparaging of trans people, talking about other people's ways of life and cultures in a negative aspect. And that's not who I am.
Honestly, that's not who I am either. I'm an advocate for anybody who wants to do whatever the hell they want, as long as they're not being a douchebag.
Right.
By all means, do whatever the hell you want. I don't care. But I don't know, side scrollers, dude, like, it's not about the fun, is it? Is it just watching three socially awkward teenage-looking girls just yamble on about random crap? Is that fun?
Not for me. They do get views. They're not really exactly breaking records or anything, but, they do get views. I'm just kind of looking at their streams here. We're talking 10,000, 13,000, 11,000, 13,000. Okay. But for being like a legacy creator and bringing in all these modern perspectives, like, that ain't really that big of numbers, like, for a guy who's been doing this for that long.
Yeah, for a very, very long time. Yeah, I mean, if anything, I would say that their production value is at least better than RTU's. I'll say it that.
Well, yeah, I would say that
way. But no, I can't sit through that stuff, man. I would rather, I do like watching videos about people complaining about video games, but the stuff that Craig talks about, it's similar to RTU in a way. Like, RTU has a different, like, perspective on the politics stuff and all that, but he's just as like insufferable to watch. Right? Like, so like both of them on both angles are just not fun to watch.
Yeah, I agree with you. Anyway, is there anything else you want to say before I get into this bombshell disgusting video that I'm going to cover here?
I'll leave it up to you, man. Thank you for letting me have on the call. I know I've been talking to you a lot and the other people within the sphere, so maybe there might be some people rolling their eyes hearing my voice and whatnot.
Well, no, I really appreciate it because you're not just calling in to call in. You were there.
No,
you were there.
Just
like I was. So I appreciate that. Yeah, I was too.
Like
probably part of the hey, I got the ball cap on.
Another 45-year-old washout dude that's trying to find his footing into something and it just isn't doing it well, in my opinion.
Exactly.
I think they got to figure something else out, but that this is what they love to do, so you just got to let them do it, unfortunately.
Now, would you agree with my statement that I truly believe that he betrayed our childhood, or that he at least betrayed a large portion of his original audience?
Yeah. Dude, okay, if I went back in time and told my younger self, hey, Craig is going to be like this dude that's going to hang out with a bunch of VTubers and little girls to talk about politics and shit on video games, my little kid self would be like, what the fuck?
Right. Yeah, I think it's just gotten to the point where he's just the face, and he lets these young pieces of crap spew their garbage, spew
just
their
like
hatred,
RTU, baby.
And then he just sits there with his mouth over his face, laughing and giggling. I think it's sick.
Yep. It is. Yeah, it's crap content, dude. It's bad stuff. So, I mean, honestly, I am appalled from what he's become.
Yeah.
And, he's not the only case. He's not the only case. You're going to be seeing more 45-year-old washout old school YouTubers coming out of the woodworks doing the same crap because it's an easy job. You know, it's an easy job just to sit there and just do the things that they do, and they want to see if they can make some money out of it because it's like, oh, people are nostalgic about me. Oh, they remember me doing this content. Now let me spin it around and do some boring shit talking to a jiggling VTuber avatar.
Brother,
Like,
I
don't
think
know.
it'll
It's
be a
bad stuff,
cold
man.
day in hell when you see me on here with a VTuber. So I'll leave it
I mean,
at that.
honestly, I think it would be kind of interesting. It would be interesting, but that shouldn't be like your mainstay, you know. And that's something I like about your content is that you try different things. These guys, they just do the same shit over and over again. So
Yeah.
that's all I got to say about that. But yeah, I'm holding on the call too long. Thank you so much for letting me call.
You're
and,
welcome. Thank you for your
and-
perspective, dude.
Yeah, and good luck with the rest of the stream, man.
Thank you. So anyway, there was an original era Unk Screw Attack fan, and what a great perspective. Like, that's why I like doing the calls, because I really do think that it gives a perspective that what I'm talking about isn't just me just coming on here and talking crap, that there is like a segment of our eras that sort of resonate with what I'm talking about. So I really appreciate that. So anyway, we're going to get back into this. And this is the only portion of this that's going to revolve around Phil. Because I was really struggling when I was putting things together. I've been putting a lot of work behind the scenes in sort of crafting how this whole Screw DSP RTU night is going to go. I've been really crafting it. And I've kind of been like struggling when it comes to like the whole side scrollers interview, because I mean, it's like 5 hours long, right? I mean, I have some points that I want to talk about in regards to it, but I'm not going to like sit there and watch the whole thing. But as far as Craig and his debauchery when it comes to embracing that whole like disgusting hate-filled community and realizing how disgusting, because as far as I understand, he didn't know too much about the guy, and it was all these effing lunatics sending them the info with their penises up to try to make it their show, to try to make it their interview. And in a way, I mean, that kind of makes sense, because those people, like It's a Gundam or Duty or whoever, was blowing this guy up in the DMs like a jolted lover over Phil. Maybe it was justice for them to have their say and to put the information forward. But again, in this whole sphere of this abuse, that's why you didn't sort of get both perspectives. You only got one perspective. It wasn't Craig doing the interview. It was the detractors doing the interview. And after it, I really got the sense that Craig kind of realized like how toxic that guy was and how much negativity like surrounds the guy. And you know, he did a couple grifting pieces on him, and then, you know, he moved on to whatever else he would do. But this was absolutely disgusting to me. This was disturbing. This was upsetting. And let's just play it through, and I'll give my thoughts again.
Talking to him about his career, and
so
just
we have
seeing all
have his lineup of e-thoughts here. And old man Craig is going to teach this I don't know who the hell this is, but he's going to teach this innocent woman about what Phil is.
nonsense, and it's definitely one of the early highlights of this show. But we have this clip here. It just says, this is from Astro Cyborg, says DSP attempting to charge Kick viewers this week just to get their highlight messages back is absolutely insane. Well, look, before we go into this, Kay, I know you know DSP.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mally, are you familiar with Darkside Phil?
Mm-mm. I don't even
Look
know.
at that. Look, I've talked about it multiple times, but look at that sickening, disgusting cock face for the Phil money that he gives when this poor innocent woman who has no idea who this guy is, has no idea that there's like an army of degenerates that are like getting their penises up because they can teach this bitch about Phil. And there he is, you know, knowing that this is a negative element on the internet, knowing that this is something that causes a lot of controversy and, in my opinion, causes a lot of harm to a lot of people. And like I said, I would like to kind of put myself out there to warn people about this guy, and not just the guy himself, but just the community that surrounds it. You know, it might be funny and entertaining to like watch videos of the guy. Like we had a guy the other night who called in. He was like, you know, hey, I'll admit it. I watch Phil. I think it's funny and I enjoy it. But I kind of want to take a minute. Yeah, you can call in. Just let me finish my point. I want to take a minute to try to rise above just trashing the guy and just sort of like put like a warning out to people of the harm that this community does to people. And yes, there's a lot of money involved in it, but I don't think anybody really gets out of it unscathed. And I think Craig knew that. And the way he throws this poor innocent woman into the line of fire is just absolutely irresponsible and disgusting. Seems like we might have a call here, so I'll give him a minute here. I'm bringing up my Discord here. Feel free. I will sip my coffee with my I love my cat cup that I bought myself. Craig led these women into a den of vipers. Another victim coming for... Well, he said he just has a quick point or two he wants to bring up, so we'll give him a minute here to get things going. Don't want to wait too long, but yeah, I'm here. Here we go. All right, dude. How are you? It's great to talk with you. What is going on? You said you had a point or two. I'd love to talk about it.
Oh, yeah. Hello, PWR. PWR. What's up, man?
I'm doing good, dude.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Can you hear me, dude?
I do. I hear you.
Oh.
Testing, 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 testing. You're on.
Oh, okay. Here now.
You got
I
it.
just need to... yeah, I can hear now. I was hearing myself and you.
That would be tough.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a point to make.
Go ahead.
I know Craig from videos. Like I was watching all those how games are bad videos and stuff.
Yeah.
And I know him from there. Like I just clicked on his videos and they were really boring. I couldn't even handle them as the background noise. It's just it's like heavy. It's boring and heavy and tiresome.
So did you
Tiresome
only
is
come
the word.
across him recently, or are you an original era fan?
Yeah, maybe a year ago.
Okay.
A year ago, 2 years ago. I don't know when the content was popping off, like that anti-gaming industry content.
Right.
And what it all comes down to, it's he's the quartering basically.
Right.
He's just like quartering. He has some ladies and he's doing a right wing political grift.
That's an interesting perspective.
Yeah.
I never really thought of it that way. Now that you put it there, it's really opening my eyes. You think that they're very much similar in style here.
Yeah, they are boring. That's the main thing. Both are very boring. Like boring slop right wing trash.
Now, do you feel that the reason that they're bringing these younger women is to kind of expand their audience beyond what they're talking about? So, you know, you're not only tuning in for Gen X aging old school gamer Craig, you're tuning in for these other women to give their perspective.
Yeah.
I just don't think that if Craig was doing this right-wing stuff just on his own, I don't know if it'd be successful. So he kind of got his rogue galleries of these e-thoughts to spice things up.
Yeah, 100%. He wouldn't be as watched, a little as he's watched. He gets few thousand views a video. That's really low.
Now I want to read
Really
this.
is like quartering. The analogy between them gets deeper and deeper. If we could really look into this, we would really see closely that they're pretty similar. They're maybe the same guy, even.
That's fine. Now here, I want you to respond. I want you to respond to this. Hold on. There was a fan in the chat while we're talking. I want you to respond to this. So Mo Momentum Real says PWR, it's 2 reasons: trying to bait simps, and it also makes these 40-something men feel young and like they have a chance with these women.
Yeah, it goes even further. I mean, it's obviously if you have women, you will have more views.
Yeah.
The people will watch the lonely guys or just simps will watch. And he's cashing that in, but cashing a really small amount.
Yeah.
I mean, in the whole scheme of things and what he's doing, I think he could do better if he did the gaming.
Yeah.
He could really put some passion into it and some care and some work. But he's political. He's purely political. I just looked at his channel front page, and it's the first video was like taking the culture back or something like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of videos, Don Lemon videos, dude. Why am I listening? why am I listening to you about Don Lemon?
Right.
I will listen to some political commentary or some analysis. You don't know nothing. You don't know what socialite is.
Yeah, I think
None
it's a
of you know
very
what
sleazy way to drag a new audience in and prop these effing women in front of it and kind of call it a day when you don't even know what the hell you're talking about, and you need these women to basically give their modern perspective while you sit there with your mouth, your hand over your mouth.
Yeah. We are deconstructing the guy.
Yes, I'm trying my best here. Anyway, I'll let you go, dude. Thank you for calling in.
He's easy to deconstruct. Yeah, dude. Thank you very much. Salute to PWR Army, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem at all. I appreciate it. And I want to give him a shout out because that individual we were speaking with is actually the reason why we have this whole new setup here. So, you know, sometimes you think you're alone in these battles, but then you have people that, you know, they're passionate about what you do and they want to see you do better. So big shout outs to that caller for being the young dude behind the scenes who helped us bring this PWR thing to the next level here. So anyway, I'm going to continue on with my rant here. We talked about this. So I was kind of making the point about this whole of negativity that I feel Craig is irresponsibly dragging this woman into. Now, this woman here, she knows Phil. This other piece of crap clearly knows Phil. Like I said, when they did the piece with him, even in this video, she looks so disgusted by him, she can't even, like, look at the screen. But, you know, you have no issue subjecting somebody else to it, so let's see how this all goes down. There's Craig with his Phil money cuck face. Let's continue.
Yeah.
Oh my god, wait, what?
I don't know who we're talking about or what we're talking about.
No, what is better? What is DSP?
Okay, yeah, I don't know what we're talking
Why
about.
is
Oh my
DSP?
god, she doesn't know about the
This woman kind of seems hot for Phil, if you ask me. This one on this side here, she kind of seems a bit hot for Phil.
dentist zone. Oh, this is gonna be beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
Listen, y'all,
Oh my god, look at this. Look at this joy that he's getting by subjecting someone to this disgusting culture of abuse.
Oh, bless
Okay.
your soul.
Blabs,
Riley.
I need you. Blabs, Kay, I need you right now. We're gonna fill out this entire. Put more examples in the run sheet right now under DSP. Okay.
Oh god.
Boy.
Yeah, where's Yellow Flash when you
Damn
need
it,
him? He has a
Popcorn
DSP
Puppet's
folder.
down.
Again, like, I think the whole reason he got hot, started rubbing his hands together, is because he knows that the idea of subjecting, like, this young woman to, like, this culture, this community, is going to get the penises up. It's going to get Duty Streams' penis up. It's going to get, you know, all these degenerates who, I said it before, are going to be slipping into this poor woman's DMs, just like they slipped into his. Here, let me teach you about Phil, bitch. Here, watch this video. Watch this. Read this. Like, that's what I see, and that might not be reality. But the potential to throw someone into that situation that's supposed to be like part of your show. And, you know, I think if you're doing a show like this, you have to at some point have some kind of responsibility in what you subject your people to. And I think to just like, I mean, maybe I'm looking too deep into it. Honestly, maybe I am. As I talk, I'm thinking about. But I don't know. I just think if you have it in your head of what this guy is and the type of community that surrounds him, and to just like blindly throw somebody into it on the air here in front of an audience, and you know, there probably is a portion of the DSP community that watches his stuff solely for the Phil content. So in my opinion, I just feel like he totally threw this poor woman here into a line of fire that probably she's not too interested in being in anyway. And of course, what's the first thing they show her? Wait and see. And we got 32 Fret 66C is super chat at $5. It says, dude, this clip is like watching a predator catching sting prior to the sting itself. Well, that's a very good analogy, dude. Very, very acute of you to point that out. That's hilarious.
Flash, if you're in the chat, I need you.
All right.
He's summoning help.
Mally, if you ever want a huge catch-up, Kino Casino does excellent coverage.
Yeah.
Two last names says, become a member. Oh, thank you, dude. Appreciate that. Craig is a degenerate and should be ashamed for creating this hostage situation where these poor women must sit there in order for him to make ends meet. Oh my God, that's pretty bombshell, bro. I didn't even say that. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Two last names, dude.
On the shit show that is DSP.
Yeah.
Okay.
Medicare's done some funny stuff as well. So Blabs, if you need
We're about to be educated.
Okay.
Okay, is this the person?
This is Dark Side
Yes.
Phil.
Okay, got it.
Now, I need you to know a little bit about Phil before we dig into this.
Okay.
This is so disgusting.
Phil
man.
has
this
been on the internet.
honestly, for all the crap I've talked about Craig, I've wanted him to be jailed. I've called for him back when I was a Phil fan. I called for him to be jailed. But now, if there's anything for me to call him to be jailed for, it's this.
For a long time, like late 2000s, right?
Dang.
And he gained tremendous popularity in early YouTube when he would create online videos where he would literally point his camera at the screen instead of like capturing. He was one of the first to do
Yeah,
game
here, I want to read this comment because I noticed this before. This is like a disgusting comment here. Younger generations discovering DSP is so wholesome and hilarious. Yeah, give your head a shake, dude. That's getting downvoted. I'll never understand how DSP has an audience. See, it's all these effing DSP detractors, this community here. It's a Gundam has all the DSP lore as well. See, look at these comments, dude. Somebody says, I wish I could go back to before I knew who he was. Well, I agree with this guy. I definitely agree with this. Bring Gundam on to do segments with Mally, who I guess is... So, yeah, you're going to bring another degenerate in to teach DSP. Disgusting, man. Ha ha ha, just watching Molly's face and reactions to seeing DSP for the first time is totally worth making this video for. Disgusting, bro. This side-scroller video is gold. I think it's disgusting, honestly. And maybe I'm like, let me know. Am I going too far on this? The way I see this, like, is it a little too much? I think as somebody who has suffered at the hands of the community for being a fan and being inspired by him and sort of understanding more about the culture of abuse, like, it's not just, there's so many different avenues that this community brings abuse on to people. I don't think there's anything wholesome or funny about this at all. I think it's disgusting.
Play and do like gameplay series online.
Cool. Okay.
But he's pretty much...
No, this is funny. CO Schemy says, yeah, my piece of butt got the ick the other day for me just showing her a glimpse and explaining for 15 seconds.
Done the exact same thing for the better part of 2 decades. And at this point, he's kind of become a meme. There's been all sorts of controversies around him, and we'll get into that some other time. But what he is ultimately known for is he is essentially the ultimate internet e-beggar. Okay? He will hold
Yeah, and
his...
it's just disturbing how the first thing they go to show her is like him finishing himself or whatever. Like, it's crazy, dude. It's
audience captive.
I don't know if we're going to sit through the whole 20 minutes, but I at least want to show you guys the reaction that Craig has to showing this poor young woman a clip of Phil finishing himself, because it's disgusting.
Guilt them for not supporting him on a day-to-day basis.
Oh.
Yes. So let's go take
So
a
we'll
look.
skip
real quick
ahead a
of,
little bit here.
Phil. Hey, you think we can hit it?
Can we hit it?
So,
No.
Mally, you've seen 164 seconds of Dark Side Phil. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it definitely comes across as desperate.
Oh, there's more. Hold on. Let's see.
Desperate is not even the first word I would use.
I
for him.
agree with two last names. Craig is enjoying this way too much. Like I said, I think it's irresponsible.
I'm trying to be nice.
And I agree. I agree. It's just there's so much.
We'll go scorched earth.
She's now a victim, probably. I don't know where her channel is or where we could find her, but I'm curious if I found this girl, if anybody knows who this girl is, and knows like her ex, I want to go on it and look at her followers and see how many of them have like a DSP picture or whatever. So let me know if you guys know who this woman is or where we can find her.
If we need to, but I need more evidence.
You tell me another person.
Okay, I'm
Who out
gonna
of the
skip
kindness
ahead a
of their
bit,
heart.
guys. Sorry.
Rent?
Something that you don't know what this means?
This is absolutely disgusting. Like I said, dude, if this was my daughter or something, like my 20-year-old daughter who came home and I was like, oh, how was your internship at your radio show? And they're like, oh, they showed me a guy like finishing himself off. I'd be down in that studio with like a baseball bat. Like, you show what to my daughter? Smashing all the equipment. I'd be hot. I'd be hot. But you know, when you get involved in the internet, when you get involved in this kind of crap, you don't really know what you're gonna get yourself subjected to. Mealy K. Is that the name? See if I can grab that. I don't know if we'll find her. Let's see. I can't copy and paste, so I gotta look here. I don't know if I can find it. That's clearly not her. Is this it? I don't think so. So maybe she doesn't have like her own presence, but I just wanted to go through her followers and see how many of them were like DSP, like accounts or whatever. Okay, 1 second. We're having a controversy in the chat here. Somebody says, I'm friends with her. Oh, well, maybe you can call in and give your perspective on what you feel about this. And if I'm wrong, I'd love to hear it. I'll keep your identity private. Anyway, here we go.
What is this? This person looks dead.
Oh, I mean, you know.
No, this person isn't.
He's quite alive.
He's very much alive and enjoying life. You know what I'm saying?
Mally, he's more alive at this point.
Okay, you say 1 sec. Okay, well, hold on. We might have a bombshell conversation here. I'll continue looking here while we wait. But yeah, I don't see her. That's all I want. Is that her? No, that's the other one. That's hot for Phil. Blabs is sick. I think she is. She has a sick, hateful mind, dude. She has a sick, hateful mind. Like I said, I've said this a million times. There's nothing more disgusting than her attitude of this, like, innocent, ditzy, like, oh, golly, gee, knows. But, like, she's judgmental. She's hate-filled. She's judgmental towards other people's cultures. Okay, somebody did find it here, so hold on. I'll see if I can get that. Because maybe I'm wrong. Is this her? I think maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. ISMA. That's the only one that's coming up. Is this her? Paige? Because I might be completely wrong. I think it might be. It doesn't really look like the same person, but... It reminds you of iDubbbz. Am I really hitting that level of popularity? Anyway, let's see. Because maybe I'm wrong. Oh, you're at the gym. Well, better for you. Yeah, I can't see all her followers, but that's... But you're what? Friends with PWR on Discord. Yeah, like I said, if you're at the gym, that's fine. Anyway, we'll continue on. I want to see the reaction from this is a grown man here. This is a grown man. I don't know how old she is. I'm guessing she's probably like mid-20s, maybe like 25. You know, in today's modern landscape, it's hard to tell, but she does seem like a relatively young woman who wouldn't have grown up with the history like we did. And just look at the look. Look at the and look at her face too. Look at her face too. She knows what this is. She knows how disgusting this is. But she has no issue subjecting somebody else to it.
Point that he's ever been in his entire life.
Uncomfortable. I don't know what that means.
Listen, get the clip. Please, for the love of God.
I don't know. Can we even share the clip?
Yes, of course.
I don't think I.
Yes, I think he does belong in jail. Maybe not like a serious like federal prison stint, but like a weekend sentence at least. A weekend sentence.
Clip. I've only ever just
My
seen
imagination
images.
is making this a lot worse.
No, get the clip. Get the clip. Well, let's finish up the rest here real
Dad
fast.
is saying I don't want to go down this rabbit hole.
Yeah, like if she thinks this is disgusting and she thinks he's disgusting, why is she okay with like this exposure to this behavior?
Yes, you do.
Oh, you
no.
do.
Yes, you do.
Ew.
Girl, you do.
Yes. Okay, let's finish this up
This
real
is
quick.
the most awkward. This might be my this is the reason I put Craig in the PWR Hall of Shame, was directly because of this. And I've talked about it before, but I've talked about it in very like long random streams when we first started kind of covering YouTube stuff. So I wanted to do it again like in this specific Craig themed stream.
Let's see more here. We may just throw out the entire run sheet. We may fuck Mario Galaxy.
See, like he's hard for the film money, dude. This is disgusting, man. A guy who knows how negative and how disgusting and how destructive and abusive this community is, he gets right out of his chair. Oh, screw Mario. Let's talk Phil. Like, I don't know, the level of self-awareness here from Craig after you've been in the effing Shark Tank with this guy is absolutely disgusting.
Popcorn talk must
Through all the shit. No.
I got so much for this week.
No,
I just want to see Mally react to everything. It's so
I'm with you. Here we go. Let's go.
How about you go to the gas station?
Like, what are you, like 20 years old, dude? You have like no awareness what you're throwing somebody into?
You pull out the gas, but you put it into your gas, you start filling your gas, and all of a sudden it says, "This fill-up's free. It's on us, bro."
Are you comparing
Did that
yourself
ever happen?
to
Did you ever go to a restaurant?
Yes, Mally. Yes. Yes, he is. He's an important commodity.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Right?
He's acting like a child over it, dude. He doesn't care that there's abuse victims involved. He doesn't care that people are trying to like destroy people's careers and lives. And you know, he's right out of his chair. His penis is up for this.
He's the equivalent of
like this is almost like the equivalent of like a humiliation ritual, subjecting somebody to this crap.
$5 a gallon for gas in my state, motherfucker.
And see the fact too that she's like reacting to it unaware of like how desperate and how deranged that these people in this community are gonna get their penises up, thinking they got a shot at it because, you know, they can send her the fail videos. They can send her I guarantee, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, because I can't say this for sure, but I guarantee there was a portion of like Phil community members that were like flooding. I don't even know if her DMs are open, but we're basically pointing this person in the direction of more of his degeneracy, and I think that's disgusting. I think it's really irresponsible. 1 second here. Somebody says, I don't throw shade at anybody for their hair or losing it. Well, thank you. I don't care if a man restores his hair. It's their business. But he literally spent the $3,000 he raised on the Real Game Awards to scam for this. Are you serious? Holy crap. Look at this. Now, this is only a bombshell allegation, fans, so I don't want to throw shade to anybody if we don't have the correct information, but this is bombshell. This can't be reality. Hold the F on. So somebody in the Discord just sent me, if he didn't belong behind bars before, he does now, because this is a bombshell allegation. So here is a photo that was sent to me. And hey, no shame, you know, I'll take the cap off, right? I'll take the cap off. I'm not shaming anybody for their hairline. Of course, I'll keep the cap on, because honestly, I just think it looks ugly on the air. That's pretty much it. I'm not like totally ashamed of it. I just think it looks ugly on the air. That's really it. But there you go. So there is the hair, and then all of a sudden, he's got kind of that more modern look going on here. And here's what somebody had to say about it, and I just read it. He said, "I don't throw shade at anybody for their hair or losing it. I don't care if a man restores their hair. It's their business." But he literally, and he says literally, but we can't like confirm it or deny. You'd have to send me some kind of like information. He literally spent the $30K he raised on the Real Game Awards scam on this. Good Lord. Good God. You gotta be kidding me. Where's that come from, though? If you have any extra information, I'd be glad to hear it. But I guess that there's allegations that there was some dirty hair restoration dealings here from Greg. Trying to get that vitality back. Trying to hang in there with these young modern ethos, I guess.
I'd rather pay that than you at this point. I'd rather that be my permanent price of gas than give you a cent. I won't even give this man a view.
See, this is bad because, like I said, the fact that she's getting all worked up is just going to get that community more hot for her, probably.
Oh, I can just feel Duty clipping everything we're talking about right now.
Oh my God. If that phrase wasn't cringe, I don't know what is. Oh my God.
Everything we're talking about right now. Hello, Duty.
I don't even want to give this person a view. I don't even know who this person is.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Duty was slipping this one some videos after this.
Desperation is literally reeking through the screen.
Hey,
like,
you've known
and
Phil for...
I set goals on my stream. I encourage people to hit those goals because we have chaotic streams. I do not dare sit there and be like, so I know y'all have to pay rent this week, but so do I. Like, oh my gosh!
Screw the Duty streams. Yes, absolutely, 100%. Like I said, he was the one filling Craig's DMs like a jilted lover. I'm sure of it. I guarantee it. Duty should be sent to Ukraine.
Off the game, if like
there's an idea.
Nobody's donating, are you like, you know what, I'm out of here?
What?
Mally.
What?
Mally.
Turn off the game? What?
You've known Phil for 94 seconds.
94 too many.
And sit down and eat some delicious steak with all the fixins, the sides.
Yeah, like that's the thing too, is like somebody might come across this kind of stuff and like think that it's funny. Cause like there are, like somebody described it as like, I can't remember who this was. Somebody in the chat described it as their reality show. You know, they get a kick out of it. But I think there are a certain portion that don't understand like how dangerous this guy is, and not just the guy, but the community that surrounds him is dangerous. Now, one second, we're getting some information here. What is this? Thank you for the follow, baby. Galactic Breakdown, thank you. I don't know what this is. He says Gothic TV and Extra Zero return to... Oh, is that you? Oh, whoops. Did I say that? Whoops, I'm sorry. I appreciate that, dude. Oh, he does have, like, bombshell. I don't even know. I'm sorry. Oops. I think I might have, like, exposed somebody that I shouldn't have. But I guess we got inside information from a person that is not noted. Oops. I'm sorry. I really feel bad for that. But, because I was reading the thing here, and somebody sent me something that I'm confused, yeah. Oh, no, that's not him. This is somebody sending a guest here. I'm sorry. Okay. Anyway, so we'll get back to this. We got a few more things to cover here.
Oh, man, Mason, roasted carrots and mashed potatoes. Oh, my God, look at this mac and cheese. And you finish, and then they hand you the bill, and the bill says, free.
Anyway, this is like 20 minutes. This is crazy. Let's try to take it to the end where she look at the look on her face, man. That's horrifying.
Pretty spectacular stuff. Okay, we have more here. Look, Gundam is a great capture.
Yeah, Gundam is a great cultivator of abuse. Another degenerate that fosters a community of abuse, Craig. That's what he is.
Of all this stuff. Let's see, what do we have here? Blabs, do we have?
There's like memes. I got music videos in there. I have.
I can't, dude. We're saving the film, and they're still showing it.
Does he not know?
This is disgusting. I can't take much more of this because we're saving the screw Phil content for the weekend. This is the only mention I was going to make of him during this. I'm not talking about the interview. You know, that's its own beast on itself. But this is just, Craig, you need to give your head a shake. This was only 2 months ago. This wasn't 5 years ago.
Where the meme comes from, Mally. Here.
Yeah, I know. Does it not make you sick knowing what Craig used to come from, that he is giving Gundam the glaze job now in this? Yeah, exactly. Exactly, dude. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. So because of his degeneracy and because of his disgusting behavior and his fostering of a culture of abuse, we have this poor innocent woman just trying to make her way in the career, gets the big screw attack shout out, and here's what she's subjected to because It's a Gundam thinks it's funny. Like,
here at the very tail end.
Yeah.
Ew, and he's like detailing it like step by step, man. Okay. Extra Zero opened my eyes. He's a total fake. Always been a grifter. He totally should have been taken down. He's an industry plant. Pretends to be fighting against. Let's see. Yeah, this is like the equivalent of like your uncle sitting there with you and like showing you like a porn video and like pausing it and like teaching you the different techniques. Like, this is disgusting, man. And I don't know, maybe I am blowing it a bit out of proportion. But when I think about, you know, some of the abuse that goes on, and I've heard the stories of people coming forward and talking about, you know, how either being a fan or being involved in DSP, anything has affected their lives. Like, you really see this in a different perspective. It's not just fun and games. It's not, ooh, funny, man, it's a Gundam. It's like serious mental trauma going on here.
Yeah.
Look, this one's smiling. I think this one's kind of into Phil. This woman here, I think she's like kind of a little bit into our guy. Okay, no problem. We tried to get some inside information, but that individual's busy right now.
How does he not know?
Okay, this is a good point. So Momentum Real says, you don't got to hedge it, PWR. These guys are showing some guy's accidental adult video without his consent to another woman who doesn't want to see it with oh, yeah, dude, seriously. I think I'm really getting to the bottom of why this community is so disgusting and so rampant with abuse and misinformation in regards to what is entertainment, what is appropriate, and what isn't. And like I said, there's a lot of money involved. There's a lot of money involved, but there's not a lot of morals involved.
When did this happen?
This is classic internet. So here we go.
What is up, everyone? Hello, and welcome. Oh, the camera's on. The camera's been on the whole time, huh? I don't even know.
Awkward.
Hello.
Someone says at least RTU sex tape involves a woman, even if she is a 3 out of 10. Well, hey, give it, you know, he's getting more ass than I get. So we'll give it to him on that.
What do you think he uses to gel his hair?
You know, it's funny because you look at his hair.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Dude, I just can't believe the level of adolescence that Craig is displaying here. Look, the woman, I mean, some of it I'm sure is like for shock, her reaction. But What is this crap? Can we play some N64 instead of this boring ankle biting for attention from people? I don't give two craps about casino at all. I'm doing this on my own will, dude. I don't give a damn if they give me attention or not. I really don't. I have nothing to do with them. I'm trying to bring, like, this isn't laughing and giggling and screaming, oh, buddy. This is like a serious dissection of these cultures of abuse.
I learned so many things against my will on this show.
I know. You know what? Maybe
Ellie's about to go to church after this.
Disgusting. Anyway, we're going to continue on. So I kind of gave my thoughts on this being a really vocal point in why I think this guy is a complete degenerate. Why I think that he really needs to give his head a shake here. Oh, what's this? We got another super chat from 3266, baby, saying, the burst was funny the first 10 times. Now all it does is remind me of RTU and makes me pissed off seeing. I just think it's disgusting, honestly. It really is. It's a shame that it happened. I mean, it's super disgusting and embarrassing. I think, again, it's showing that, like, level of no self-awareness that he had. You know, he's come forward about it. He got into depth of why it happened. But, yeah, at some point you got to grow up. You got to grow up. And clearly Craig has not done that. If he thinks subjecting people to this, I mean, it's one thing if you're like hanging out with friends or something and you're like, hey, do you want to see something funny? Compared to like throwing somebody blind into this, I think is just one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen him do. So here we got another one here talking about normal people being targeted, and I kind of want to see what this is all about here, because again, we all know his situation about look, the hairline, the restorated hair, is on full display. This is a day ago. This was like yesterday. So like, what happened? The restorated hair here is on full display.
Isn't there actual?
We've all seen the insanity happening in Minnesota, and in this clip, you're going to see us talk about just
and
how...
he doesn't got the hat on anymore. You know, hey, you know what? I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I didn't believe that was true. I didn't believe that there was actually a legitimate connection between the money he may have raised and this restoration job here. This chia pet looking thing he's got on his head. But, wow, we're seeing it here. This will help him connect with the younger audience, you know.
How far these crazies have gone. Let's go and move over to Minnesota and talk about all the nonsense that's happening over there. This has been an ongoing saga for the better part of 3 weeks, and I think it's important to really point out that this whole thing started. Everything that's happening in Minnesota, like you can talk about the origin of it being in, you know, the migration and all that stuff. But
One
really,
second here. We're getting inside information here. Oh, thank you, Vanderhaas, for 100 kicks. I appreciate that, dude. Okay, so we have a message from a viewer here. He says, you can read this on stream. Sorry if you've answered this already. I wasn't watching from the beginning. Why do you think all these gamer channels went to right-wing grift, especially since so many games like Grand Theft Auto, Metal Gear Solid, or Deus Ex were political, but now being political is bad? That is a good point. That is a good point. Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's just the shift in the landscape, you know, especially in America, and especially, again, where these people are from. Like, it's a very right-wing part of the country. And, I think, you know, if you want to put politics in games in that conversation, it kind of makes sense, yeah. But then when you're doing videos like talking about, you know, 007 is woke or this is woke or whatever, like I kind of see your connection there. Talking about those types of games that were very politically heavy and that a lot of people that had a lot to say to not just like a certain portion of political leanings, but to all political leanings.
What it comes down to is Nick Shirley, did a video. It popped off online. Millions and millions of people saw it. Then the government was like, hey, dog, we need to do something about this. They went in.
He's throwing in the dog there to get the youth going. I cannot take this seriously with whatever the hell this concoction is supposed to be. And who's like this guy as well? Who the hell is this guy?
Soda. And then the protest happened. The lady gets shot.
Someone says it's a fat chick behind this.
And all of a sudden you have people who need to, quote unquote, protect their community from the ICE agents coming in.
Dude, I don't give a crap what she looks like. She's a hateful, judgmental bitch, in my opinion.
Despite them
I would want nothing to do. Any woman that has those kind of views towards anybody, any way of life, any race, culture, like I'd be getting like my Sean Connery on if I heard a woman talk like that.
Trying to do their job, right? And now it's kind of in this ebb and flow of things that have happened. Now we have seen people just straight up harassing people that are just trying to like enjoy lunch because
a statement like that coming out of him when you know what you are and you know what kind of content you do and the hatred that you fuel with your effing e-thought over here, your 6 out of 10 or whatever e-thought. Oh, now this is like supposed to be like the serious, we support like every way of life segment, I guess. So let's see what they got to say.
They're more or less asking for papers, please, because they want to inspect to see if people are ICE agents or not. Case in point, this is from a couple of people who like develop apps for a living. They're just hanging out and eating lunch, and they get stopped in the middle of their lunch because they, quote, look like ICE agents. Like, what does that mean? And this is the type of thing that we've seen recently where people are just stopping. They're over here and they're going to get yelled at by these folks while they're at lunch. Oh, I realize that I don't have the audio pulled up. Let me pull that up really fast. But they're just trying to like enjoy a chicken pesto sandwich or whatever, and they got these people yelling at them from the outside, looking in because they look like ICE.
This is so cool. So cool as in like.
They took our youth from us.
Yeah, it's like you feel like a zoo. I've never.
So they're inside getting yelled at from the outside. They're like, "What is happening?" And then they go outside.
If you're not with us, then you're against us. So clear. So clear.
He's never been a gamer? That's a bombshell claim. Never been a gamer. Craig is trying to look like a young dude. I know, that's pretty funny. Well, like I said, we had somebody come forward saying that there are allegations in relation to where this hairline has come from.
What? We do custom apps for a whole bunch of companies around Minnesota and the country. Why are you filming? Because you're filming us. Sure.
So these dudes just trying to have like a nice sandwich and a soup and salad special
Down
from
voting.
their local bakery, and they're getting harassed.
I really hope the day comes where this whole band of degenerates is thrown off the mainstream platform and relegated to like that place over there. Where pieces of crap like Ethan Ralph resignate.
They're just like enjoying their lunch break.
She pulls a freaking Anakin Darth Vader.
Well, to be honest, I think she's probably the smart one for hiding herself being a part of this crap.
She literally did. If you're not with me, then you're against us. Like, you're my enemy.
Yeah.
Well, that's their mentality. That's the thing. It's been their mentality for a very long time now. Where it's simply if you get marked as a racist or a Nazi or a fascist, whatever they want to throw terms and labels at you. Go back to Gamergate, sexist, patriarchy, all that fun stuff. And you are enemy number one, and they don't care. As soon as you're labeled that, they will attack you. And if you even look and fit their profile, because chances are,
Literally
they
sounds
are
like a 12-year-old dude. It literally sounds like a 12-year-old who has no idea what they're talking about.
profiling because they're paranoid and they want to try to find as many ICE agents as possible. They will
And
just
that's the
go
thing
after
too.
them
That's the
because you
thing
just
too. I was gonna talk about this. Anne Franks. What's up, dude? Anne Frank. You know what I think is concerning too? Like early on when and again I'm trying to stay 1 second here. Okay. I'm trying to stay away from the Phil stuff, but beyond that, I do remember Craig said something, and I mean people change their opinions over time. But he wanted basically anybody who wanted to talk Phil to like show their face. If you guys remember, I tried to find it, but I couldn't pinpoint exactly where that video was. But if you guys remember it, like let me know. He was talking about people that wanted to come forward and talk to him, and he was like, if I'm going to talk to you, I want to see your face. I don't want to see a VTuber, or I don't want to see some profile picture. I want to see who you are. But here we are, you know.
simply look that way, because well, they are legitimately are
Which I think is
scared.
again bullcrap, because I mean people in that community who want to speak openly are not going to want to subject who they are to somebody like that who's clearly a snake, who's in bed with all these abusers and all these degenerates to get information on other people.
And well, I'm gonna say it's a mix of fear and paranoia, but also lots of anger and just pure hate that the leftists have against the actual real Americans, because they prefer the immigrants and the Somalian community in this case more than their actual real Americans that are not.
Oh, shut up and have your juice and cookies. Like this is just nonsense coming out of this person's mouth here.
Fraud, and they will do anything to protect the.
Okay, 1 second. Somebody said check my Discord messages. Oh, somebody said that, saying, dude, there was a producer of Screw Attack in the chat. He claims Craig is not a gamer and never has been. He was the handsome Tom. Everything makes sense. We got him. I didn't see that. Where's that? Where's that bombshell conversation? I must have missed that when I was going off on my tangent here.
What they consider is their friends against.
Bring
his
it up
enemies.
again.
Even if it means stopping people in their cars. So we've seen people stopping from enjoying their
Yeah,
soup and salad.
exactly, dude. They want to have these guys show their face so they can harass them after the fact. The Phil Snortex is nothing but abuse, 100%. And that's the thing, like these pieces of crap, like the podcasts, like That Being Said and stuff, like they try to frame it as like, oh, we're just having fun, we're just joking and giggling. But it is a culture of abuse, and guys like that, they foster and they encourage that culture of abuse. Same with people like Duty Streams, same with people like It's a Gundam and all these other butt boys that chase after them. It's a culture of abuse. And I really want to dive more into some of these other cultures of abuse. You know, I want to kind of go beyond the DSP and see if I can find, because I mean, he's probably just a fish in a pond compared to like other crazy cultures of abuse that probably have the same type of behavior. So I want to start really putting my life and career on the line and try to get more involved in some of these cultures of abuse online and see where that kind of leads us in the future.
Combo. Now we see this kick streamer just driving around. I don't know if you guys saw this over the weekend. There was a kick streamer who got confronted by this Karen who thought he was ICE. He was just in his car and he was like, is this real life? Check out the reaction here. And this is 7 minutes long. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but you'll get the idea really quick.
I can't read that comment, but I did. That's funny. Layer 8. I did read that comment. Abusers are all the same. Jim Jones, Jeffrey Epstein, Duty.
What's up? Window.
Hi, are you law enforcement?
Huh?
Are you law enforcement? Are you law enforcement?
No, why?
Oh my God.
Are you law enforcement?
No, why?
That's
you
pretty.
law
Look at the way she's like arched over. Like, what the hell is going on there? It looks like she's taking like an OnlyFans picture or something.
Bro, is this a simulation? Oh, is this like one of those ice things or something?
Cool, thank you. Good to know. Are you law enforcement? I'm just gonna grab your
I can't. The amount of civil unrest over this whole crap is shocking to me.
Your car here.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it looks like you're law enforcement.
Yeah.
Just gonna make sure.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. It's one of those people, dude. Bro, she's still saying it. How?
So he gets stopped right there for simply just being
crazy.
Threat, and start finding ways of peacefully protesting this and getting involved in politics to start stopping this momentum, because it's invading everywhere. And now that it's even affecting just normal folks,
just normal folks. I don't know. There's something really disingenuous about, the guy's got the games in his background. You got the VTuber, you got Craig with the restored hairline, and you got this effing judgmental, hateful bitch. I don't know. Something is just really disingenuous, and there's clearly like an agenda of hate behind a lot of these comments. Again, I'm kind of biting my tongue when I talk about this because I'm not American. But, just as a human being, as an individual, there's just something just so like disingenuous and so hateful about this whole program.
A sandwich. The fear in that is that if we just keep laughing at that's going to grow and grow. You actually see this during like riots and stuff, like where anytime a political event happens, you see people like boarding up their storefronts and saying like, no.
If you want to risk your career, take down quartering he abuses 2 women. The fact that guy can like get off a couch would shock me, let alone abusing anybody.
We're with you. The minute you get to that point, they've won. Like the point that where you need to border up and say, please don't hurt us. We're with you. That side is gaining an enormous.
What is wrong with this guy?
Amount of momentum, and you're seeing this everywhere. These little micro moments start adding up, and you just hope that people's frustration turns into. You want that frustration from the normal folks to want to stop it, as opposed to, all right, it's easier if we just let them.
Like I don't understand the whole concept of normal folks, like normal men. It just seems to be like subjecting, people of an alternative view as less human. It's not about being normal or not normal. It's about them being above people with like alternative ways of life. What? Quartering subjects those poor women to the awful stories of his explosive duty. Now, here's what I don't understand is I don't know a lot about courting, but I did read that book that guy gave me a promotional copy of. So I read the section on him, but beyond really talking about his controversies or any kind of like culture of abuse which he fosters, I don't know too much. But I know the boiler point from the book that was given to me as a promotional copy here. So anyways, that's kind of the end of it. Well, more or less. I kind of wanted to just give my thoughts in regards to like how I think this guy betrayed our childhood, alienated a certain aspect of his audience in regards to the goodwill that he once had. I think a lot of people in the chats, shockingly, like feel the same way. And it's a good thing when I do these, to understand, that people feel the same way, that people are really speaking out, really coming forward. And I'm just going to leave the last like 10 minutes or so to see if somebody wants to give a call while I peruse, his behavior here on the X. We'll leave it open and see what you guys have to say. If you want to talk about the modern landscape of, what Craig has become. People are saying, F you, Craig. I want to talk about how I was abused by Lord Diaz. Yeah, no, that doesn't surprise me. Again, I think this whole... these people are sick people. They really are. Their heads are not right. And, if you follow around something like DSP for so long, and that's become your community, and that's become your self-worth, whether it's as a fan or a detractor, your mind is not going to be right. And that's why I really want to come forward and talk about, you know, why these people like him are so dangerous. And like I said, it's easy for him to just say, like, oh, I don't pay attention to the drum. But he created an absolutely devastating culture of abuse that has, like, affected so many people. And it doesn't surprise me that somebody's being abused by these people. These sickos have to keep on the grift and abuse because it's all for the money. Yeah, it's all about the money. It doesn't matter like how many lives you have to destroy, or, you know, how much bullying you have to do to get your penis up. Like, that's what it's all about. So yes, I'm going to leave the last 10, 15 minutes or whatever open for you guys if you want to have a chat. If you want, I'll read your questions as well if anybody in the chat, because I didn't answer a lot of questions. I was just kind of talking. That guy died of a brain tumor. I don't know who you're talking about. Not Handsome Tom. Thank you, WebG, for the claps. We were fools. Oh, thank you, FF9000, for the kick support. That's the thing, too. I'm only streaming today, and then I'm going to stream one more time this week, and it's going to be the gaming. It's going to be the gaming. Before I really risk my career and my future and my life. Thank you, Dusang Vint, for the 50 kicks as well. I'm going to take it back to my childhood one last time, and we'll just have fun with that. The rest of the time behind the scenes, I'll be putting this thing all together. I'm kind of combining all your information. I'm kind of finding a way to, like, put all the stories in one place so I don't need to, like, scroll and look through them all. So everything will be kind of clear and concise and easy to find. You have a question? What's your question? What's your question? Go ahead. You sick bastard. I didn't even think do they have a page? Well, I would assume they would. Don't you think it's hypocritical for you to call people sick in the head when you clearly have mental problems? Yeah, I might have mental problems, but at least, you know, I'm doing what I can to learn from my behaviors and do better. And to be an advocate. Sure. So I don't think it's hypocritical. I don't think it's hypocritical at all. Yeah, look. Oh, here's your e-thoughts that you're bringing on here. Good Lord. Can we get Anissa on screen after that? There you go. Yes, there's some Anissa-ing for all of you as we end off here. I'm going to leave it open to you guys. Ew. Oh my God, who is this guy?
Only fan creator ever, and the amusing part is she did it because she said she was a virgin. And
oh, what? Hold on. PWR, I am effing sick. Craig has a video called Forget Sydney Sweeney Blobs Just Stole Halloween, where he sexualized. Dude, send it. Send it. We got to end off with that. Send it. Send it. Let's see. I'll just type it in. It'll take me a minute, but let's see. What was it called? Forget. That's going to be... Clearly, this is not a name I'm typing in. Is this it?
Well, it is Halloween, guys, and we have a lot to share with you guys here on this wonderful Hallows Eve. But here we are. Let's get into this.
So this is a bombshell. This is something that made a fan sick. So let's see what it is here. We'll take Anissa off. so we can see the full thing here.
Blabs, we have this bikini, that's Pumpkin disguised as SpongeBob, Bikini Bottom.
Oh.
Nice. Is that what we have going on here?
Uh-huh.
Let's see.
There is no audio, though. Not sharing with audio.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Well,
You'll probably get hit anyway, so.
Yeah. That's pretty damn cool. I like it. Smash
Where's
Q.
the sexualization here? About 10 minutes in. Okay, thank you. Just as I called it. Oh, you watched this and you were sick? Okay, well, hold on. Let's end it off with this bombshell. I got to get back to work, putting things together for the weekend here. So let's see. Oh my God.
There's no AI involved.
Yeah,
That is me.
Blabs can get it. Damn, Blabs.
Oh my God.
The only thing that I edited was the back.
I thought she was supposed to be innocent. I thought she didn't know what DP was and all this crap. And now here you're getting
to
it.
remove any like doxing and all of my friends that were in the photos, because those are all group photos, and I took them out for their privacy and security. And everyone's like AI, and I'm like, no.
Blabs.
Yeah.
What changed in you? If you were dressing up as the Playboy Bunny and a construction worker.
It was the
at one
sexy
point.
construction worker. I had
Okay,
a belt
yes,
and
yes.
everything. It was my friends and I all went like that. Yeah.
How drunk were you on these?
It ain't doing nothing for me. It ain't doing nothing for me. Craig gallivanting and salivating over this crap while this guy's got his hand on his chin giving it a good look. I'm sorry. This might do me in for the night, guys.
Not more than usual on a party night, to be completely honest with you. But yeah.
Okay, I feel like there's this side of you that we have not met yet. That there's probably a 3-year window that you are extremely ashamed of.
No, jeez. I was a party animal, but I was very reasonably behaved. Like I didn't go home with anybody. Those
Yeah,
nights and things
exactly.
like that. And
I thought it was his daughter at first. I swear to God, I thought it was his daughter. Actually,
behave party animal.
When you say you didn't go home with anybody, did you mean you didn't go home with any boys, or did
That's
you?
right. I was a good girl.
God.
You know, which is you went? Did you go home with girls instead?
No,
Okay,
I went
well,
home to my apartment and slept. My wig is falling off as we speak.
This is incredibly creepy.
All right. Well, there you go, internet. That's Blabs for you.
Anyway, yes, that is me. I just hide my body on the internet, and I like to surprise everyone every once in a while. I go, but bam! And yeah.
I can't stand her. I can't stand her. I can't stand. She could drop the link, and dude, I wouldn't be clicking on it. I don't know how many men in the audience would be clicking on it, but I ain't clicking on it.
We will continue to unpeel this onion a little bit more and figure out exactly what happened in those college years.
Ew.
What? I just got drunk and had fun and party. That's
This
it.
is like, I don't know. This is creepy.
Like
But not too
everyone
much-
else.
Not too much fun. Just enough fun.
Smash does
And this other creepy weirdo with the rubbing of his chin with that greasy smile. This and the fact that she's in between them is like pretty gross, dude.
like a girl who just went out and drank and had fun and partied?
I mean,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
To be fair, there's a plethora of beautiful girls that would go out and party and just tease and be like, yeah, I actually have nothing to do with any of the guys here, and just leave. Like, oh, these girls, oh, they know what they're doing.
We're gonna figure. There's more to this.
There's literally nothing more to this. I never slept around. I was good.
That's not what I'm implying. I'm not implying that. Just saying, there's more to this onion. And
This is not our childhood. This is not Screw Attack Top 10. This is not, game room tours. This is a whole other can of worms. This is a whole other animal here.
Good luck. It's gonna be good. All right. We also have this. Listen, there's all sorts of fun things going on. What is a liberal haunted house here?
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Yes, that was incredibly disgusting. That absolutely turned my stomach. Oh my God, I cannot believe that. The level of adolescence there. Bringing up those photos. Well, some other creepy guy is looking at them as well. Just ooh. Really creepy uncle energy there. And 32 has super chatted $5 and says the other guy is actually married. Well, Craig is too, for Christ's sake. He paraded his effing daughters on his channel. I was going to show that video and I didn't. I didn't do that. I didn't go over that line. But Craig, you know, gallivanted his daughters in front of the camera as well. So they're both married men fantasizing about this disgusting, hateful bitch, I guess. And wondering what her sex life is like. Wondering what things she did when she was drunk. Jesus, good Lord above, you know. You know, wash it all away. You know, that's the point that we're getting to here. Absolutely disgusting. But yeah, I chose not to show that because I was like, no, I'm not gonna talk about it. But I did think it was incredibly tasteless. I think anybody who puts their kids in these platforms that are like under the age of 18, you know, or whatever, are just irresponsible people. And Craig falls into that category. Oh my God, what the hell is this?
That's how society has always flourished throughout all of human history. And what we're seeing is this new feminization of westernized culture. And with this newfound liberty that exceeds any liberty that a man has ever had, women are now in their feminist state choosing to remove any and all.
Where is John from? Yeah, where is a real man like John from Neighbor Nerds who talks the gaming? And you wouldn't catch him talking like this, I guarantee it. Absolutely not. Anyway, it looks like we don't have any other interactions. I'll give you guys another couple minutes here to call in if you want to talk about Craig, you want to talk about the side-scrolling podcast. Have a conversation with me. That 40-year-old goth stuff is dumb. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty over the top, bro. That was very performative, if you ask me. I'll keep my eye open, but other than that, like I said, when I cover these people, I'm going to keep it short and concise. I'm not going to like just ramble on for the sake of rambling on. I think I was pretty to the point, said most of what I wanted to say, and I really want to shame him, you know, for what he did to our childhoods. To some, as again, it's hard when you were inspired by these people and you see what they've become and you see the behaviors that they exhibit. It's challenging to confront it. I like this PWR World. You covered this well, and I enjoyed the expose. It was much better than when Phil had his lovers quarrel over LTG and Wings. That felt well. Like I said, it wasn't a lovers quarrel. It was basically like a fantasy interview. His fantasy of him doing a stream with LTG trashing somebody else. But I appreciate that, dude. Like, I just kind of came on and just started riffing. I just thought he was a piece of crap, and I have thought he was a piece of crap, both as a fan of Phil and then as somebody who finally realized the culture of abuse that somebody like Phil can foster, and the fact that Craig, you know, has a hand in elevating that abuse to another level here. And like I said, I mean, it's just a fine line. It's just a fine line between poking fun at somebody, laughing and joking and pointing your finger at somebody you think is stupid, but then actually like being involved in this culture of abuse that exists around this guy. I mean, just put the 3 letters in. Just put the 3 letters in. And you see it all. You see all these people that make their life, you know, putting people's information, putting their names, shaming them for being fans. Like, it's easy to point your finger and laugh at somebody because you think they're stupid, but it's a whole different level to actively abuse and talk about it in a negative way. And I want to give it a different perspective, you know, as somebody who has been through both kind of avenues, as a fan, as somebody that the detractors, the abusers had their penises up for, and now as a survivor, as somebody that I would like to say was a survivor. I think I can add a different perspective. Phil abused me for over a decade until I could finally break free. Oh, really? Well, like I said, call in on Saturday or send me your story and I'll help you work through the trauma. Somebody's saying, we want John. 32 fret 6060. Thank you for the super chats tonight, dude. I appreciate it. I hope by you sending the super chats that you think I really did a powerful piece here. It says, uploaded our call in the channel. No problem with that. I appreciate it. Very cool. But yeah, I get, oh, there. Oh, dude, you didn't have to do that, Deusank Vint, dude, with the 5 subs. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Tonight, I only put a couple hours preparation into this. I mostly just riffed about how I felt about the guy. But, you know, when I get the support like that, it does make me feel like I did justice, that I did bring the topic forward in a positive kind of way, you know, and spoke my heart. And hopefully you guys appreciate that. I'll give, just for those subs, I'll do 5 more minutes. 5 subs for 5 minutes. No. And I'll give you guys one last opportunity to call in. Like I said, I'm doing this stream tonight. I'm going to do a gaming stream where I'm going to play a childhood game and just reflect on my life and my choices and just try to recapture, you know, that childhood wonder before we go on to a heavier topic when we're going to be covering that screw DSP and RTU situation on Saturday. And that's going to be a big one. That's going to be an emotional one. So I'm actually doing a lot of work on that. So I won't be streaming that much this week because I don't want to like push myself to stream leading up to that and then be kind of burnt out, because I want to be like full force, dude, like I did. I was laying on the couch with the hospital bed ambience, getting myself into the mindset. And I think I'm there. I think I'm ready to come forward. So I'll give you guys another minute if you want to interact, if you want to talk about Craig, because after this, I don't got really too much more to say about him. So it's kind of like speak now or forever hold your peace in regards to this behavior. Let's see. We did get some pretty bombshell information by an insider tonight, which was really cool. You are doing the right thing, PWR. Nobody else is exposing the abuse like you. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I didn't know who Craig was, but I feel like I'm a victim too. Barf. Thanks for exposing these pieces of crap. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, like I said, he had a hand in the abusive culture of the DSP community. Absolutely he did. Absolutely he did. He gave those abusers a platform to spew their agenda onto him, which he brought on forward to an interview, which, like I said, I'm kind of wrestling with, because was it justice? Sure. I think it was important for those questions to be asked, sure. But I just don't think he had no like journalistic integrity, because he only took one side of it and gave that hatred a platform, whether it's the hatred from the community or the hatred from Phil himself that sort of envelops the whole community. He contributed to that. And I'm sure there was a lot of money involved, you know, as well. So, like, I really want to consider myself a survivor here. An injustice has affected us all, and I'm effing angry. Yes. Eddie Chill says we're healing. I think we are. I think we are. Craig began the abuse and started promoting it. Exactly. Okay, so I'm not getting... Oh, 1 second here. Hold on. Oh, I did miss a call. Somebody wanted to call in again. I'll give you another chance if you do have something to say. We spoke with this individual earlier, but he did call again. So if you can hear me on the air here now, go ahead again. I'll pick up. I was too busy talking. We are all survivors of these monsters. I think we're survivors, yes. And like this, the people want to do what they can to silence the survivors as well. Just 1 second here. How are you doing, dude? How are you doing, dude? Thanks for calling in again.
Yeah, hello. I don't like to call again. I don't want to be boring.
Oh no, it's fine.
But
It's fine.
But it all fits. I want to just put a point on Craig.
Sure.
One chatter was talking about he was a guest producer on the show.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on. I'm gonna let you tell this story or whatever you want to say because I think it is important, and I did miss it in the chat. So everybody, listen to what this fella has to say because this is powerful. Go ahead.
Yeah, this completely opened my eyes, and everything makes sense now. The dude was writing. He was a guest producer, and he was on the show, and there is even a video that's on, and he was a guest producer, and he said that Craig was not a gamer.
Yeah,
he was just a handsome Tom or some dude who's like there to be pretty, to be an actor or something.
Yeah, like he was the recognizable name. He was the recognizable name. But in a way, I do see that as disingenuous because if you're going to be this recognizable name that has the history that's going to draw people in, you're risking alienating people that don't align with your political views.
Sure, yeah. But my problem with him is him leeching off gaming through being a fake and trying to stir up some controversies or bring some attention to him, get some views, because he's political. It doesn't matter if he's red, if he's Republican.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It matters the way he does it. He's not sincere. He's not passionate. He just leeches off and he's big sleazy with the girls.
Yeah, that was disgusting, dude. That last clip that we played was disgusting.
Yeah. My point is he's a hack.
Yes.
He's sticking to gaming because that's his grift. He found some way, some channel to bring some money, and he's being sleazy and doing with the girls. He's totally boring. He just rambles on like watering, and they just listen to. They don't talk. I gave him a chance. I gave him a fair chance. And they don't talk at all, the girls.
Right.
He just rambles on, repeating stupid things. He adds nothing to discussion. Totally shallow analysis. He's a hack.
That's why I'm hot.
And he's bad at it, and that's why he has low views. Let's be honest. But he should be called out, and he should be called trash, and he shouldn't do that.
I agree with you as well. Awful. I mean, everything I've just covered tonight from the anti...
and what he does to the young minds. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the real issue is, I mean, you're talking hateful against, like I said, a lot of people are controversial opinion on trans people, and I get that. But you're putting that hatred out there. You're putting all these things out there. You're promoting the culture of abusive DSP. But, I sprinkle a little bit of Mario Kart dust on that, and then all of a sudden everything's innocent and everything's okay.
Yeah, they're just showing off. They have shelves full of games, but never talk about actual game content, about cars in Mario Kart or anything related to games.
Yeah,
actual games. Pure grifters, encyclopedia level grifting, generic, awful, quartering like level grifting.
Yeah, I'm glad that you felt the passion to come up and speak about it, dude. Because, like I said, you weren't somebody who grew up with the original Stuttering Craig Screw Attack era. You're somebody who gave him a chance.
I actually didn't. Yeah.
You gave him a chance in the modern era, and this is your take on it. This isn't coached. This isn't pre-planned. This is somebody who's like, I'm going to give this guy a chance, and this is the perspective that you have on it. So it just shows that we're not. I'm not just speaking crap on this guy for no reason.
Not at all. Not at all. We got him. He always seemed fake.
I agree. I always got that sense. I always got that sense that he might be a guy.
I don't like this shit.
He might be a guy you could go up to and say, "Hey, Stuttering Craig, like I watch your videos, maybe shake his hand and he'll be friendly to." But dude, if you were like doing business with this guy, like I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him.
Yeah, I completely agree. I don't trust his eyes at all. He's sleazy.
Yeah, definitely.
Sleazy, forced.
And we've seen that whole thing when he was showing the thirst traps on Halloween and lusting after it and asking about her sex life. Like that was disgusting.
Cheap, low hanging fruit.
And who's it for? The audience that are gooning over this effing hateful e-thought.
That's the biggest input she had on the show for months, probably. She talked for longer than 15 seconds. She just goes, but she offends someone or yells some poisonous shit.
Oh
at
yeah, when
people.
she opened her mouth about trans
But-
women, I was like absolutely disgusted by that hateful, judgmental attitude.
And then he continues to ramble on to repeat the same take, the same points over and over. He plays the video and then explains exactly what we just seen.
Yeah.
Like,
And then he
repeats
has the
just what we
young
see.
minds. He basically, like I said, he's sitting there with his hand over his mouth while these young dudes and women spew their hatred.
Yeah, it's Craig Gnosis.
Yes.
He bring up some points that are maybe valid, but some are valid or something. But the way he does it is shallow. It's insincere, and it's bad. It's bad. It's bad content. It's bad for the people. It shouldn't exist at all. He should
Wow.
be shamed for doing it.
Well,
He
that's
should
a
be
pretty
shamed for
bombshell
doing it.
claim.
He's
Well,
a hack,
let's
but
say
you
that
shouldn't
his
fake it.
channel should
Fake
not
guy.
exist. Let's not say that he shouldn't
No.
exist.
No. No. I didn't say that he shouldn't exist. No, his channel.
Yeah.
He shouldn't exist as a form of some reporter or whatever he is. What is he?
I think he's a
What is that?
hateful, petty man that's hanging on to the fame he had 15 years ago, and also hanging on to the goodwill that he had 15 years ago.
Yeah. I didn't want to say that he shouldn't exist or something like that.
I gotcha. I was just kind of teasing, dude. It's okay.
Okay.
I know what you mean.
He should be run off.
Yes.
He should get the F out.
Gotcha.
Get the F out of the hobby or
The industry.
Go act. Is he a fake actor? I don't know. He seems to me like a fake actor and pretender.
He
He's
creeps me
professional
out.
Pretender.
He makes my
Yeah.
stomach turn. Anyway, thank you so much. I'm just about to wrap things up, so I do appreciate
Thank
you
so
giving your
much for
analysis.
giving me a voice. Yeah.
Oh,
thank you
you're
very much.
welcome. No problem at all, dude. And thank you to you for everything you've given to this career.
Thank you all, and salute PW Army.
Thank you so much. Anyway, so there was another caller, and like I said, that was interesting as well, because when I planned to do this, I just assumed that, and you can never assume when it comes to an audience, but I just assumed it would be a lot of us old original era unks, maybe, who knew Screw Attack, who knew the glory years, and kind of seen the evolution of what this guy has become here in the modern era. Okay, so I'm going to read this really quick because somebody's tagging me, and I think he has a powerful point to make from Momentum Real. He says, the main thing I think regarding the side scrollers interview is Phil should have set up terms beforehand. Instead, he told him he was an open book and everything was on the table. Phil is a man who does not understand setting boundaries in his life with other content creators, his audience, and even his own relationship. That's absolutely true. And look what he ran into. Like, dude, if you did not think for a minute that you being who you are and having a platform with Craig, you know, who a lot of people know, I think a lot of like people within the DSP community either grew up with Craig or knew who he was. Like, if you didn't have the self-awareness that your effing detractors are going to flood this guy's DMs like a jilted lover with their penis up over everything you've done, like, you're absolutely, completely delusional. And, you know, that was the thing, too. And I'm not trying to give sympathy for Phil, but they did try to coax him in by saying, oh, it's a nostalgia talk and we're going to play Mario Kart. And I don't know exactly how it transpired because you just mentioned that he was willing to be an open book. But I think it was sort of lazily done because instead of Craig doing his due diligence and really delving into the subject, he just relied on all these pieces of trash who are just as hateful as Phil and just as abusive as him and just put their narrative out there. I don't think Craig believed any of it. He was just going off these guys who, yeah, have big followings and have big numbers and big viewership or whatever. But I just do not believe for a second that he did his due diligence in that interview. And like I said, it was a big win piece for the DSP community because it's like, oh, we got him or whatever. But I think it wasn't due diligence. It wasn't journalistic integrity. It was all from people that got a bone to pick with this guy, but also have no money making this off of him. And yeah, if he didn't have the self-awareness to realize that would happen and to go into it as an open book, dude, he's an idiot. The legal cases are currently being built against Phil, RTU, and Craig. I have 2 interns getting the paperwork ready. That's what I love to hear. Anyway, guys, that was my piece on Stuttering Craig and how I believe he betrayed our childhood, how I believe he contributed to this culture of abuse that I've been speaking about. And, oh, I did miss Raw Dog Log has super chatted the $2 who we were just reading from, and he says, it's time to really look into these guys. Yes, and I'm going to be doing more. And I don't give a crap. I think it's so stupid people are saying, oh, you're doing Casino. Like, Casino laugh and joke and giggle and ring their bell. I'm bringing, like, a serious discussion into these characters here. So I think that's absolutely bullcrap. I don't have anything to do with them. I'm not looking necessarily to effing do anything with them. They're over there. I'm over here. And if I want to talk about the people that I feel not only victimize myself, but that I see victimizing other people, then I'm going to do it. And if you have an issue with it, don't effing watch. Yeah, like, these are serious issues. This isn't something to be laughing and giggling and ringing a bell about, dude. Yeah, they ring a bell. We shine a light. Exactly. Good point. Good point. Anyway, guys. So like I said, that is going to be it. I do plan later this week, maybe like Thursday, something like that, on just gaming. Just gaming. And maybe we will talk with some fans, do some calls, but I am going to be pulling out a childhood classic before I really risk my career and put my life on the line and give myself for what I love doing and saying screw this guy, and not only screw him, screw the culture of abuse, hopefully having victims coming forward. We're gonna take a trip back to childhood for a few hours later this week. So I'm ending off tonight. I'm gonna be streaming maybe Thursday, and then we'll be getting ready for the big Saturday. Yeah, no, thank you, Critique the Critics, dude. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Anyway, that's going to be it, guys. I'm going to play you off with the theme that I hope really does start a movement in this industry. I want to thank you guys for listening. Like I said, when I do these, I want to try to keep them short and sweet because I don't want to just, like, the Phil one will probably be bigger. But when I am covering these guys, I just don't want to just ramble for the sake of rambling. I want to get out the points that are in my heart, in my mind, what I've researched, what I've come up with. Tonight was almost more just like throwing stuff out there that I think about the guy. But I did put a bit of time into it. I also want to remind everybody, please, please, please check out the video I did with Chris the Wrestling Informer and talking about the injustices that he faced being a wrestling outlet. It was a really powerful conversation. It really was. So thank you guys. And I will be putting a lot of work into putting this together for Saturday, and I will talk to you guys later. We will tag up again. Thank you, everybody. I'm just going to testify right now. Ooh, oh, sweet Lord, now. You know, this has been my dream, baby. Ooh, getting on here doing this streaming thing. Man, let me tell you now. All my life, baby, I'm talking all my life, I've just wanted to entertain the sweet live audience. And baby, there was no father there for me to teach me the struggles of the streets. So I looked up to these dudes who did the dream that I wanted to achieve. So one day, baby, I got on my computer and I started to spread this word, started to build this brand. And then all of a sudden, baby, the numbers start to go up. And these old praying dogs start to get the penises up. Let me tell you now, they don't want this whole PWR thing. No, they don't want, baby, this PWR thing to gain traction,
to build a real career, to bring the positivity, man, it only brings them fear. Oh, let me tell you, damn, just when you think you're building something, baby, and we're saying it loud, baby, no more abuse, no more abuse, no more abuse, no more abuse, baby, I'm talking, no more abuse. No more abuse. DSP, RTU, go roll over on top of your 3 out of 10 cows. Ow! No more abuse. No more abuse. We just over here doing our own thing, baby. We trying to get used to new ways of doing this streaming thing, baby. We don't need your abuse. We don't need your small penis ruining our dream. Yeah. Damn. Now let me tell you about it, baby. When you're doing these careers and you're trying to make